I don't remember that.
Automatic
I
time.
think it only happened once.
All those
Anyway,
times, all 8 of them.
Yeah, all 8 of them.
Y'all, I'm trying to drink regular cow milk again because it's higher in
Moo.
protein than oat milk.
Mm.
Shit tastes bad.
Yeah.
Milk tastes bad. Milk tastes bad.
I
It
don't
leaves like a coating in my mouth that is
hard
unpleasant.
disagree. I love that milk in my mouth.
Same. I like that.
in my mouth every day. I
like that
love waking up in the morning to a big mouthful of milk.
Hey, wow.
Cool. That's well, we got the wacky just right here on first on live, folks.
Welcome to
You heard it here.
RPG.
I'm gonna clip that
Live
later.
on the internet.
Oh gosh.
Don't be scared. Clip it now.
Clip it now. Come on, clip it now.
Clip it now. Clip it now.
The picture.
If I clip it if I clip it now, I'll have it play back, and then everyone will hear me hear the
Perfect.
playback, and it'll become super dissonant.
Well, I think
This
we
is
have
a
time.
problem because why?
Yeah.
Because the audience will have to hear Chris say it twice.
Mm.
And this is a problem because
Exactly. Are you saying my voice is not a gift for all ears?
That is not true. It's the words. The words are painful, but your voice is lovely. Hence
you.
why
Thank
your
you.
voice acting real clip is our largest
It's
scene,
so
largest
sad.
watched clip.
I'm begging anyone watching this, please don't watch the #1 clip. Just go to the next best one.
watch them all.
Anyway, cow's milk is whack. It tastes bad. I hate it.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like it.
When I'm feeling down, I will go through our clip library, and it's
I
very,
do that too.
Yeah.
I will go through our Instagram and watch all of the bit videos back to back. Just all of the bit videos, all of the chaos. I
Yeah.
was having a hard day at work the other day, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch the tea clips. I'm just gonna watch them over and over again by myself on my lunch break. Yeah. It's good for the
Listen.
soul.
Yeah.
I just want to say really quickly that for the first time ever, the upload this past Thursday showed up in my live feed, like on YouTube, like
Oh, hell
on
yeah.
my front page or whatever. And so I'm like, hey, like normally you have to go look for it, like click on it, but now YouTube's like, look, and I'm like,
Hello.
Considered.
Hello there.
thank you, YouTube.
Very cool.
Quick thing, Masha, do you want me to play the music you gave me?
The same tunes are fine, yeah.
Alright.
And by tunes I mean background noise.
It's a good time to tell the audience that Chris has been our audio master for a good chunk of the season now. Pretty much the entire season, yeah.
I think they know that, don't they?
Well,
I forget to say at the end of every stream, to be honest with you. I say thank you to Chris, but I don't think I say why. But yes, it's so all the music and the that we're hearing in the background is all queued up by Chris, and so it's very, very cool, very thankful for him.
So the
What are you
audience
talking
just
about?
thinks
It's
that you thank Chris,
Just
and not
Chris,
the rest of us.
correct. Mhm.
Like, oh, thank you, Chris. And then
Please
just
thank
that's
me.
it. That's it.
What are you talking about? It's this Magic Man that keeps doing the music. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it is. It is classic Magic Man.
Classic Magic Man.
Anyway.
So someone stopped me. I'm going to talk to Chad about some of the stuff that we talked about before the stream started.
No, please don't.
And you know exactly what I mean.
Mamasha,
Yeah.
please.
Oh,
Mamasha,
shit.
please.
Yep. Yes, full disclosure to everybody. I worked an 8-hour day today, so I'm kind of normally I don't work on Tuesdays, but we're down a staff member.
Okay, I thought so. I thought that. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. I thought this was her off day.
No, I this week I'm off Wednesday, and then I work Thursday, and then I'm off Friday, and then I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'm back to my normal. And basically, I work 6 days in a row.
That's bull.
It's rough. I mean, I agreed to it because
Okay.
I'm still getting the correct amount of time off. It's just not when I'm not consecutive.
Friday's a nice day to have off, though.
Friday's a nice day to have off. I don't ever have my weekends off, so it's nice to have something where I can be like, hey, Trevor, we can both stay up late, instead of one of us having to go to bed at 10 p.m. and the other person being like, woo, Saturday. Anyway, welcome to Turntables RPG. We are an experimental tabletop RPG stream where every player GMs and every GM plays. We take turns at the end of every mystery, switching out the GM to tell a long-form improvised story. We are returning for our second season of Monster of the Week specifically, but don't worry because the new story is taking place in a new setting with mostly new characters. If you'd like to check out our first season, where there are a lot of inside jokes, many of which have reared their ugly heads this season, those VODs are on YouTube.
We've got a lot of VODs on YouTube, not just season 1. Season 1 can seem like a very daunting task because of the long episodes and how many of them there are, but we have other things as well. One being the Uncharted Worlds Return to OE, which was our summer programming this past year. And it is a wonderful, wonderful series. I highly recommend it. Or if you want something a little lighter, we have a lot of tiny tables, one-page RPGs, which is basically a one-off, just one stream where we did something with a funny system. I play Sexy Santa in one of them, and I curse a whole lot in another one, which I just don't do normally. So maybe check some of those out. That's in fact, I think with the Witch is Dead is probably the one I would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
That one was probably my favorite one to watch. But
Dustin says bad words in that one.
I do say
Good
bad
ones to
words in
watch.
that one.
He really lets loose.
The owl takes over me, and I can't, and as we all know, the owl does have the biggest potty mouth in the
Animal kingdom.
natural kingdom.
In the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
I can't believe famous method actor Jared Leto is in our call right now. I can't. This is so crazy.
Anyways, so yeah, give us a follow on YouTube, on other social medias, Twitter, Instagram. We're always at Turntables RPG, so check us out there. And we also have our Discord channel, so jump in there. We've got some cool emotes and things like that in there, and we also post a lot of memes. So come hang out with us, and we hope to see you there.
Thank you, Dustin. You didn't say the gram today, but that's okay. I will forgive you.
I did not say the gram today. Masha has had enough of mental torment from the sounds of it, so I will spare her hearing me call it the gram, ironically, unironically.
Fair enough.
I started
Why
unironically saying "Hey gamers" or "What's up gamers," and I
Oh my
hate it.
God.
I say gamer moment a lot.
I say gamers where we drop it a lot.
Gamer, I feel like gamer moment or epic gamer moment are just good turns of phrase. I think my favorite modern meme is my brother in Christ, what are you doing? Because I saw that was my brother in Christ, why art thou maidenless is something that is a current meme and not something from the 1300s. And I just love that very much.
Yeah.
I mean, it may have also been a meme in the 1300s.
Yeah, man. What did the peasants meme about that is lost to time? You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
true.
Yeah.
What if there are no new memes? They've all been done. They've just been lost
I mean-
to time.
I mean, that's literally half of Shakespeare's work is just a bunch of memes in a play.
So true. I can't believe Shakespeare invented the phrase "Among Us."
He probably did. Let's be real. That man was like, "Fuck it, elbow," and everyone was like, "Dude."
I mean, I guess that's right.
There are so many amazing topics that we could be doing for PowerPoint parties.
And we're throwing them out the window.
Yeah, we're brainstorming right now. And speaking of PowerPoint parties, I want to thank everyone for joining us for tonight. And we want to do our quick spiel for our charity campaign that we are running right now in support of the Trevor Project. And if you don't know who the Trevor Project is, they're the largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people. Please join us in donating. Right now, I think we're at $5.90, which is amazing. Thank you so much. It's only been a couple of weeks, but it's great progress. And right now, we had 2 milestones, and we just decided on one before stream right now. But thankfully, we have reached our first 2 milestones of playing Mars's one-page RPG Beyond Genesis, and then also doing a PowerPoint party, not a sequel per se, but just a second one in general because they're a lot of fun. Although I can't,
I'm going to be doing Who's the Ugliest Bakugan
right,
now.
yeah.
It's
I
very
can't speak for my
sad.
fellow
Good.
cast members who may be doing a sequel of their original one, which honestly I could do as well. But
I don't think they've added any more frog Pokemon, unfortunately. So
that is fair.
And the new Mario movie isn't out yet, and in fact has been delayed until 2023. So
You could do one about like what you think the plot should be.
Ooh. Like, what do you think Chris Pratt's arc's going to be?
Yeah. And if he will be doing an Italian
accent.
Yeah.
Like, do statistically how likely it is he's doing an Italian accent.
he's on Brooklyn. I already know what he's doing.
I just remember seeing a clip where he like tries to do a Mario voice, and then he's like, "Don't worry, guys, that's not the voice." And I'm like,
he
"But
goes,
what if
"It's me."
but what
it's
if
probably gonna be the voice.
what if it is the voice? What if the voice is just your voice? Me, whenever I do voices in this game, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a voice. There's no voice. It's just me.
yeah.
But yes, those two are coming up. We just have to meet up to record those outside of stream hours, and life is crazy. But we are excited to let you know that our final milestone, the one at the big 1000, is creating a fully produced Snack Check podcast. We're going to take our Snack Check bit that. Chris, when did you did the research on this? When did that start in season 1? Like, what episode was it?
Episode 12.
Episode 12. So that's
Wow.
yeah. No, and so that would have been like around the beginning of 2021. So we've been doing that bit for over a year in general. So
Yep.
I think this I think creating that podcast in general is going to be very, very fun and an interesting challenge from a production standpoint. So very excited for that in general. So let's get it to 1,000, and more so now than ever. I think support for the
It was
Trevor
15.
Project
I'm
is gonna
sorry.
be-
Please forgive me.
It's okay.
God damn it, Chris.
Your sins are forgiven.
Crackety
I
Jones.
love those pants.
I really
Wait, I looked
appreciate how they
away.
match.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
I looked away. Where did Chris go? I looked away. Where did Chris go?
I'll come back
He
to
went to go absolve himself.
Shout out there.
with
Alright.
Lipton, that's what it is.
Oh man, oh very good. I'm glad that I'm not the only one on like
I got
comfy pant game.
Hey, I'm just wearing ball shorts. Hey, shout outs to Crackety Jones for a 2 months.
Hey, thank you, Craig Jones.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, absolutely. But thank you, Barley Prime. Yes, that little teaser for OE was a lot of fun to make, and I don't doubt that's gonna be a lot of fun to make in general.
I'm excited to do it.
Absolutely. But yes, that is. But yeah, more so than ever, please help us support the Trevor Project now. Also, fuck the Supreme Court. Yeah.
Fuck the Supreme Court.
Yup.
Mars, do you want to tell them about those updates? Or how much the Supreme
Sure.
Court sucks? Either one is fine.
I'm just gonna go with the updates because otherwise I'll combust.
Do you want to smack the table and get up like I did?
I want to smack a Supreme Court justice,
Mm.
or 2 or 3.
There's so many
or...
options.
Yeah,
Would love to. Honestly, all of them deserve it a little bit.
yeah.
Not advocating for violence, but
I'll advocate.
Thank you,
Just
Crackety
little
Jones,
violence,
for the 666 bits. Fuck the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Updates. Along with those updates, we have new character art, once again drawn by the incredible Patrick Costa, who you can follow on Instagram and Twitter. It was right in front of me and my brain didn't function. At PCInc_. We are working towards expanding out channel point prizes, emotes, and both here and on Discord, as well as getting captions available for videos and VODs and stuff. Those are cool updates.
Hell yeah.
So true. And if you saw me walking out and smacking the table and you're like, gosh, that really made me uncomfortable, make sure that never happens again by keeping me in a good mood. And you know the best way to keep me in a good mood is give me Twitch Prime. Please, 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 please. If you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it to your Twitch account and get free Twitch subscription to get emotes, and also encourages us to give you even more fun, cool emotes and fun times. Thank you. That is all.
I almost don't believe it. That was the shortest Twitch Prime sub bit ever.
I was pretty sure.
Um,
But don't say it too loud, or Chris will just keep going.
Okay,
yeah,
so
no, I'm
anyway,
talking.
so
I
I
have the
was-
floor. I have the floor. I have the floor. It's mine. I have
Not
the
trying to-
talking stick.
I
I'm
was
talking.
just
You know what?
about to say you
Everybody,
have-
hey,
Hey,
Hello.
okay.
I don't think.
Oh,
we
I
would
don't
also.
think.
Mother.
and we all start talking at once.
Shout out
Great.
to my mom. Hi, mom.
Hi, Chris's mom.
Hi, Chris's mom.
Hello.
We would like to plug the homebrew playbooks that two of us are using this season. The rest of us are using Michael Sands made / potentially other made Monster of the Week playbooks, but I am using a playbook called The Tracker by Mike Keck, and Saul is using The Amnesiac by Jason Burns. You can find their respective links in chat. Jason Burns is on Twitter at JabmanB, and Mike doesn't really have social media, but you can find his playbook, The Tracker, as well as a couple other playbooks I think that he's made for Monster of the Week on itch following the link. I will also plug the music that I will be using in this mystery. It's the same as last time. I'm using a group called Tabletop Audio. You can support them on Patreon or just send them a one-time donation if you like 10-minute long atmospheric vibe type soundtracks. Not all of them are like spooky and weird. Some of them are fun and mystical. Honestly, some of them, because they're so long, are really good for like doing work. Because they're repetitious and chill. So lo-fi hip-hop beats to relax and chill, study to whatever. Step aside because Tabletop Audio has you covered. Hello. We're not sponsored or anything. I had to do homework the other day and just put on the good vibes. Yep.
But we could be sponsored.
It's so true. We could be sponsored.
Oh,
Oh,
hey!
thank you, Crackety Jones, for
Thank you,
gifting
Crackety.
my mother 1 tier sub. She won't know what that means.
There's really something about gifting someone's mom a Twitch sub.
the funny thing is, I don't even think Craggedy Jones knew that.
Oh.
Oh man, that's
Gosh.
fantastic.
Thank you, Crackety Jones. Anyway.
But yes. Good, he knew.
It is. You got it right. Thank you for gifting my mother. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. I don't know. Anyway, so
Yeah.
please take us
Yeah.
away from here.
Oh, that's right. It is me. Hold on. Let me pull up my phone. Okay. Yes. So in the same line of Chris's mom now supporting us, we would like to support our friends at Reflections of Chaos by just plugging them very quickly. They're a charity D&D 5e stream that streams on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Central. You can find them at twitch.tv/Aurelia with a 3 if one of my comrades would just put !Ari in chat.
Oh, you did.
Fantastic. You're the best, Chris.
Thank you.
We're jumping back into D&D tomorrow, hopefully, and I am the DM, so come on by and come hang out if you'd like. We're having a lot of fun. So, with that in mind, I will pass it off to Dustin to talk about another ravishingly husband or. To talk about his beautiful self. Do it, Dustin. Plug yourself.
And just as a segue, of course, you definitely want to go check that out. Soul is great at making characters, for example.
I like
Just in
how
case-
you can just barely see
You
it.
just barely see it.
Anyone? Here you go. How's that? Is that
Yeah,
better?
thank you.
Away.
That's a little better,
Put it
yeah.
away.
I'm just gonna
Put it
hold.
away.
I'm just gonna hold this here while I
Okay.
plug my stream. Yeah, I do stream at twitch.tv/valor6. I've not streamed here recently, but I am going to be streaming a lot more here coming up. I've got kind of a thing that I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I will be probably in the next couple of weeks letting you guys know what the heck I'm going to be doing. But for now, just give it a follow. Watch on the.
That focused really well.
Yeah, it did actually. It's kind of very impressive.
Mine's bad and my handwriting is bad. But I made it with a lot of heart and
yeah, you really emphasize that one line in the
Yeah, the one line in the dumpy is very ominous.
Yeah, well, see, I was gonna like do that to the whole word dumpy, but I ran out of time.
Sure, that's fair.
Understandable.
I realized I had to get back. Anyways, yeah, follow me on Twitch and Twitter, Valor6, and keep an eye out. I'm gonna be doing something in the coming few weeks to hopefully be able to go raise more money for charity. But for now, let's volleyball serve it up to my good friend whose mom is now a subscriber in to
Wow.
twitch.tv TurnTables RPG.
Gosh. There's no good way to really segue this. Hello, I'm Chris. I do things, so many things. I have a digital portfolio where I do so much things such as graphic design, photography, digital art, traditional art. You can look at all my stuff there. I have recently opened commissions, so you can email me at chrisallardva@yahoo.com or with no caps, or you can submit a contact form in there. I have prices and on God, really? I have prices. I have some examples of pieces if you're looking for something like super in depth, or if you just want a little guy, please give me money. If you don't want to give me money through Twitch Prime or by gifting a sub to my mother, please give me money through commissions. There we go. That's the segue.
What a segue.
Bring us home, Mars.
I don't
Bring us home.
segue. Bugs don't use money.
True.
Correct. Yes.
Sick. All right. Good night.
See you all next year. We're done.
I made a game about bugs. It's also about mechs, sort of. I've made a game. It's on my itch page. You should play it. My brain is broken. We'll play it on stream at some point.
Yeah, that's not even what I'm laughing at the moment. Like I've just realized, like, so Chris's mom was confused about what subbing meant, and I've just realized that itch.io, like when you say you need to go to my itch, for people who may not know what itch.io is, that could sound
Yes,
like
there's a website where you can purchase games and also download games for free. Which you can download my game for free. It's pretty cool. It's called Beyond Genesis, and the link is in chat. It's a website called itch.io. There are no, please do not, no physical itches are involved.
Thank you for that disclaimer.
Wow.
I believe that is the end of the announcement.
It was going well, and then just took a nosedive right at the end.
Was it going well?
I thought it was going great. I think we should do an intro, Masha, or just or segue us to the intro.
I'm just letting whatever chaos is unfolding happen.
Let's just cut this whole section and put it at the beginning of all of just this exact one. Put it at the beginning
this is the best that we've ever done. This is done. This is fine.
This is the best people ever
somewhat. I won't do this, but I'm somewhat horrifically interested in trying to do the announcements without a script for next week.
Oh my goodness.
Just to see like what happens.
We can't go back to the old ways.
Yeah, you're right. It would be.
Well, it used to be that the person DMing that week would just do all of
There's
the
talk
pretty much
the whole
everything.
time. Yeah.
And it took less than half an hour, which
Well,
But-
well.
But it wasn't as charming in my
it's sharing the
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
We're
like
sharing
this
the-
right here. If I were to watch, like, if I were a viewer, this is the type of stream that I would want, as opposed to one person just going through the announcements as quickly as possible. Like,
I
this
think
is
we're pretty much the same amount of time for announcements. I think anyway.
Yeah. It's just
Anyway.
it's a more shared effort to get it moving
Yes.
now, you know. Yeah, Masha.
Do you have an intro?
I have one, a short one, out in my brain, I guess.
Okay.
So night is starting to fall on the towns of Zorba County, and we zoom away from the ranger station in the woods at the base of the mountain, where our companions have just been caught by the cops. And we go through the woods back into the town of Fogwell. And what we see are footsteps in soft earth, and then footsteps on pavement. Little fuzzy paw prints, that of some kind of cat. As we keep watching, this cat walks past dozens of houses. No one pays it much mind. But as it approaches the last house on a block, it is bigger and fluffier, and it lets out a ferocious growl. Welcome to Monster of the Week. Ooh.
It's sort of like the Oscars, but it's just for the white boy of the month.
Yeah.
Next
Like,
year, I hope to present, and I'll go up and I'll be like, and this year, the white boy of the month is.
I like that it's an annual thing, but it's White Boy of the Month.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna
exactly.
say.
Well, because
Like,
they have to get the calendar ready for the next year.
It's so true.
Oh, so it's like a sexy calendar, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So true. It's
Yeah.
like,
Sexy
after
calendar, white boy of the month.
it's after 12 so every year it goes to a different month, and then after 12 years they have a full year of white
my
boys.
God. Jesus.
That makes
The
it
long-
weird
the
since the
long
white
haul.
boy of the month is youth pastor John Michael Reed from Virginia.
No.
I
See,
don't
here's the
understand
thing.
this reference.
No. What you?
don't.
I think he just picked as wide of a name as possible.
He
and just-
did. He
It's-
did.
it's when-
Although
it's
there
when-
are
it's
three
when
people
two
named
white
John
guy
Michael
names
Reed
are
on
together.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, no. Here's what the actual white boy of the month is. There are 12 categories.
Interesting.
The White Boy of the Month award.
Okay.
And
Yes,
so-
please tell us more.
Best fisherman.
But yeah, they're called
Most White Claws in 5 minutes.
yes,
It's best fishing Tinder picture. It's
Yeah.
not best fisherman.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, that's a good point.
Longest socks.
What?
what?
You gotta get those bad boys up to the knee. You gotta get it up to the
White
knee.
boys
Justin, if you don't know that white boys love the longest socks, that's a classic white boy thing, Dustin.
White boy in thigh high.
I literally have
When?
socks the size
White
of
boy
my
stockings
bedroom.
when, guys. We gotta get the
I love-
inclusivity.
Literally, I have socks for my socks. I put all my socks into a long sock, Dustin.
Longest socks. All right, cool.
And I want you to know that socks is the word that I wanted to say in that
Okay.
whole thing. I was just like, what are they called? I don't know. Every white boy in where I live wears the same thing, and it's always got not ankle socks. I don't want to show my feet on the
Knee
internet.
highs.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the
Like
mid,
the
mid.
no-show socks.
All their
Like the-
socks are mid.
Oh, okay.
No,
Mid calf.
I need a sock to put on so my feet aren't.
No,
visible.
don't.
We don't
show your
gotta-
feet.
We don't
Don't worry
gotta.
about it.
It's okay.
Okay. Anyway,
This is
we're
becoming
last.
a Catboy Beckham mystery.
It's with socks and white boys. So why don't we go ahead and recap what happened last week? Does anybody want to try their hand at mentioning what happened last week, or would we rather the keeper does it?
Emotional damage.
Yep.
Mm.
There it is. I'm done.
Arthur is the bad guy of the season.
Wow, I can't believe.
All right.
This is
no,
where
we're not
going with
doing
this.
that.
Okay.
No,
Uh,
we're not doing it. We're not doing.
Abandoned ranger station in woods.
Yeah.
High school seniors have like little a ritual about going there, like what was it, like the night before their graduation or something along those lines, and spending the night there. Somebody went missing. Cole hears about this over the police radio, gets Philip to go get Ren and Arthur from the motel room. We cut to Ren and Arthur is expressing regret.
There it is.
Looking at Chris, expressing regret about yelling
I wasn't
at the
there for that.
yelling at the group about just rushing into things without a plan. Though he feels that he was, fair for saying so, he went about it the wrong way. Anywho, Philip shows up, for some reason goes behind the motel to knock on the back window rather than the front door. Philip gets Ren and Arthur. They make their way into town. They meet up with a Fig at the coffee shop for a bit of time, enough for Fig to tell them that she won't be helping them with this mystery. And then meeting up.
But is still a resource if you need her.
Yes, correct. And then we meet up with Cole at the library and begin to get kind of like a lowdown of the situation. We find out that I believe we know that the high schooler's name in question was Richard Grant.
Yes.
And we find out that the ranger station was abandoned 50 years ago. We find out its location approximately, and we start kind of planning to make our way up there. However, because we are all incapable of just talking about our feelings in general in character, sharp words are said, and
Yeah.
we.
Who said the sharp words again?
I did. Arthur said the sharp words. Arthur said the sharp words. Philip was not helping though.
That's true.
And
I mean,
and
I'm saying none.
And so with kind of like a little bit of group discord, they make their way up to the ranger station in Cole's Cole Van Helsing. And we once we get there, am I missing something?
You just didn't say it right.
You just didn't say the van right.
It's Cole's Cole Van Helsing.
It is
You gotta say his
Cole Van
Cole Van
Helsing's.
Helsing's.
Cole
I have to say
Van
his
Helsing.
whole name.
I was
Yeah.
like, yes, you
Sweet
do.
Jesus. Okay. It's Cole Van Helsing's Cole Van Helsing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
there we
welcome.
Thank you.
Sweet Christmas. And so we get to the ranger station.
We also heard there's a bear in the
That's right.
ranger station.
We hear that there's a bear in the ranger station. Once we get there, I feel like somebody or Ren did their beginning of mystery move, right? To talk with Ma'at. Mars, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I can talk about that. Ren talked to a god deity thing, and they gave them a quest or like a mission, to just like that Ren would be faced with fear, and Ma was basically just like chilling it for a bit, just like vibe with that fear for a bit. But then gave them some information on the what was happening mystery wise. I do not remember the questions I asked, but information was gained about the mystery.
Right. Cole went scouting, found a window into the basement of the ranger station, came back. We all went to the window and began filing into the basement, which in and of itself was like, it's a very kind of like it had like a dirt floor with leaves scattered in from storms past that blew the leaves inside, and a bunch of trash from high school seniors who were spending the night there of years past. And in that basement, we ended up finding the top half, unearthed top half of a human skeleton, which Ren ended up falling into and breaking, only to have a house cat freak out and scratch them in the face and then run away. Around that same time, Cole also ran away from the basement, kind of up into the first floor, and found a bathroom and was acting kind of sus. But for a good reason, we find out later. And sorry, I just saw Chris's face. And we, the group, as we kind of begin making our way over to the first floor, we forget, or Philip and Arthur forget who Cole is. Ren does not. And so when we step up onto the first floor and Cole reveals himself, we somewhat freak out a little bit. Swords are drawn, but then they are sheathed later. And what? Hey Sid, we're just recapping. I'm trying to think, and then the whatever was affecting our memories went away at the same time that the police show up and kind of like bust the door open with us inside the ranger station. Also, the cat was super scared of something, but we don't know what. If I am missing anything, please somebody fill it in.
I think that's it.
I think you
I
got the
believe
gist
you-
of it.
Yeah, I believe like you all got your memory of Cole back at the very end as well.
Yes. Which reminds me, actually, I would like Philip, Cole, and Arthur. So Chris, Dustin, and Saul. Wow, brain working real fast today. Each of you get a point of experience. For a
Gamer
failed
moment.
that led to what happened last session. I realized I did not give it to you, but it was a failed roll that led to that. Has anybody leveled up / needs to share a level up move or anything?
I leveled up. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I leveled up last time. And
I
I
think
think I've
that
already
actually
told you
levels me up.
I told you what I was taking, I believe, Masha, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna tell the chat yet. I'll let them.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
will
that's
reveal
right.
it when I use it.
Mhm.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure that you knew what it was
Yes.
because that's important.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I leveled
Yeah,
up
that's
at
a
the end of the last mystery, and I just took another plus to my tough.
Okay.
yeah, I just leveled up from that. I don't know what I'm taking. So just ignore me.
Yeah, I mean, you can think about it. If you want to private message me, with something, if you want me to bring it in a cool way, or if you want to just pick something at an opportune time, or just wait, it's fine. Yes, I realize I could have, told you guys about this ahead of time, but it's good to do it on camera so that people can kind of keep track of what's going on. And can anyone remind me, is Cole still upstairs when the cops come in? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
he
Okay,
ran upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah, to the second floor.
got it. Okay. So yeah, if everybody is ready, we can jump kind of right back into it. So the scene as it is now is everybody was kind of, and when I say everybody, I mean Philip, Ren, and Arthur are downstairs kind of having this strange, tense conversation about what to do about Cole. Two of them don't know who Cole is. They didn't even know there was another person in this house. And then the door cracks open to this ranger station, and a bright light flares inside of two cops who I think most of you would probably recognize at this point. Fogwell is a small town. You recognize them as being the two cops who you heard on the radio earlier that day, as well as someone in like a standard ranger uniform that you don't immediately recognize. Cole, you are upstairs and we're just banging your head against the wall. And as you do so, you feel this kind of headache, brain fog simmer away. And for a couple of minutes, you feel your memories rush back into you. And it feels almost like you're reliving your life minute by minute. Just everything that's happened to you in the last couple of years, all of the good, all of the bad, really kind of sinking into you. With where you're at right now, how do you feel like that would make you feel? Kind of having to remember who you are by rewatching all of the memories of yourself.
Sheesh. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
not a heavy start or anything.
Yeah.
yeah. Whew. I think that it's almost too much for him. Like I think that just everything coming flooding back. Um, like I like to think that like even if it's happening in like session, like it's like everything is happening all at once in his head, and so like he'll hear uh someone's voice and then see something that happened before that person said that thing, and so like I'm picturing like him watching himself get his friends into trouble by acting too rashly while hearing Arthur's voice echo that he needs to learn to be more careful. And I think that like all of this is just so much, and he just kind of like drops to his knees and just kind of grips his head between his hands, and he doesn't scream, but his mouth opens like he wants to, and then I guess eventually it fades, right? Like eventually he's back to who he is, and I think that by this point he is like sat on the ground, hugging his knees, his back is against the wall, and just like sweat pouring from his forehead as he's just trying to. I mean, gosh, like imagine having to relive your life from an outside point of view. Ugh.
Yep. Yes, the feeling does fade as things kind of settle back into place and you kind of re-register the last probably really only 10-15 minutes or so of time, and kind of have that new context. And the main thought that really lingers and stays with you is that Arthur and Philip don't remember who you are, and that's just kind of weird. Um, so I will shift back downstairs to our other 3 party members, who are currently kind of caught red-handed by this big bright light that, if you take a moment, is coming from the headlights of a ranger vehicle as 2 cops walk in, not rushing, but they walk in. And the male cop, whose name I don't remember off the top of my head, Connor? He looks at the 3 of you up and down and just says, "Are you supposed to be in here? This is currently an active crime scene. How the fuck did you guys get in here?"
There was nothing to stop us.
Such language.
Trying to think. Oh, okay. No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Okay, the 6 officer names that we decided on were Brian with an I, Brian with a Y, Copper, Chaz, Nancy, and Donnie. So
I think it's Nancy and Donnie,
Nancy
maybe,
and Donnie.
are who I have in here.
And then there's the sheriff, who's Lester.
Yeah, I think it's Nancy and Donnie.
Right on, right on. I'll also say very quickly, we got a $10.69 donation 13
yeah.
minutes ago from Mars.
Nice.
The comment
Mars.
is
Nice.
$600 plus 69 for White Boy of the Month.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you for the donation. As a white boy representing it, we in the white boy community really need a win.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
about
All right,
time.
Chris, you get this month. This month is Chris
Yep.
month.
Because as we know, white people famous for losing.
Exactly,
Famous
so true.
for losing across history.
Anyway, back to talking to these cops.
Yeah,
Yikes!
big yikes.
What a segue.
Is Philip's hood up?
I think when you first open the door, not, but I think when he sees like cops, he's like, "Oh fuck!"
And what fuck? I like it.
Oh.
So Chris, do you? I mean, this is kind of a question for both Chris and Dustin.
Hello.
Dustin, you have interacted with all of the cops. It was inevitable. You do a lot of trespassing.
What? No.
Do you think that Philip has also had his run-in with them, or does Philip tend to like hide away or not come with you on these excursions? What I'm saying is, do you feel like these cops would recognize Philip as being Cole adjacent?
I don't know. What do you think, Philip? That's really more.
I think they might. There's a good chance they would have seen Philip hanging around Cole. Obviously, whenever Philip's in public, he tries to keep his hood up most of it. Like I think for the sake of keeping Philip in the story or not having the town completely freak out, I think he's done a pretty good job of hiding the skeleton face. And also avoiding getting arrested, just because then they'd probably be like, why is your hood up? So I think he hangs out, they might have seen him with Cole, but if things were like if Cole's like, I imagine if Cole feels like he's about to get taken in or something, like, not and be like, okay, you probably need to run, so they don't freak out that you're a skeleton monster.
Yeah. Okay, how about
Takes
this?
one.
I think that they would probably recognize the outfit that you're wearing. So the 3 of you watch as, again, these 2 cops walk in, no weapons drawn. You actually don't even see weapons on them. But Donnie kind of looks at the 3 of you and kind of looks at Philip and says, "Ah, geez. You're the kid that hangs out with Cole, aren't you? Is he here?"
I remember Cole, right? I remember Cole again.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, I mean, my best buddy. He's always so close. I like to think he's always here in my heart.
Cole? Cole, are you in here?
I think Cole
Cole,
is
you...
currently having an existential crisis upstairs at the moment,
All right.
and is currently all but sobbing into his own hands.
Okay. In that case, I think that these cops are going to just kind of keep badgering you a little bit. And at this point, Nancy will pipe up and say, I really need the three of you to leave. You look a little bit too old for the shenanigans that go on in this house, and unfortunately, my compatriot here has let loose that this is now an active crime scene, so thanks for that, Donnie. Ah, sorry, Nancy. It's okay. But really, I do see a vehicle out there that belongs to the one and only Cole Van Helsing, so if you could find him in whichever corner of this building he is in and get out of here, that would be stellar.
And what do you think you and your companions are gonna do while you're here?
Have Do you want to spend the night in prison? I am a law bringer in this county, and I don't like lip.
I'm and he kind of like turns to Ren, and he's like, what was that thing that they were saying in that SVU show at the motel? Freedom
Bum
of
bum.
freedom
Works
of
every time.
freedom of speech, right? I'm not breaking any laws by just saying, by asking a question.
You're not breaking any laws, but
You are technically
do
trespassing,
have
so if we would like for this to not become a whole ordeal with paperwork and the station, I'm letting you guys off easy if you just get out of here now. If you want to make it a problem where Donnie and I have to fill out paperwork.
I mean, you already have a problem, though. Seniors have been trespassing here for years now, and now one's gone missing. So, I think if you don't want us to go to the papers, we'll just walk out of here and maybe do our own thing.
I don't know if this logic plays, but I'm just going to
So
sit here.
you are trying to get them to leave, is what you're going for?
I'm trying to get them to leave us alone. To be like, you can do your thing. We're not going to make you leave because you're doing your job. But we're not going to get in your way, but you need to let us do our thing.
I think you need to roll for that.
Okay.
Why don't you not
As you
the I can't remember what the rule is off the top of my
Is it
head.
manipulate someone?
The people one. Yes, thank you.
The people one.
This sounds like classic case manipulate someone.
Okay. Cool. I'm trying to see if I have anything for this.
You with your what minus one charm?
I don't have -1 charm. I'm very prickly.
Okay.
Okay. He's gonna add one last thing before I roll, and he's gonna say, "We don't want the families to worry more." And with that, I'm going to hopefully you will allow me to use my "Where's my family" move that I get as the amnesiac, which gives me a +1 whenever I manipulate someone if I can relate the conversation to family, love, or loss.
God, the first thing that came into my mind was Vin Diesel saying family. Just fucking play a Vin Diesel character. Yeah, I'll take it. You get a +1.
Right on. Okay. Is this the first roll of the night?
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. That is that's a 4 and a 3, which is a 7, and then I have a +1 to charm, and then the +1 for my move makes it a 9. So
Okay.
Can I?
So you, what's up?
I can't decide if I want to help out or not.
Yeah, you wanna fucking try?
I
How
do
do you
have
wanna
a
help?
+2 to
That was so
cool.
threatening.
I wanna fucking try.
You want to fucking try?
I do now. I think
How do you feel like Ren would help Arthur?
Ren is just kind of like trying to reinforce the idea of like there's nothing you can I mean we can this is like a tradition for the town, so like I feel like there's not much you can do tonight except maybe be there for the families, or like it makes sense that maybe look in the woods because he's not here. Not
Nice. Okay.
not great
Epic.
argument
Definitely not.
skills, but
You know the body you're looking for? Definitely not here.
Oh God.
well, he's
Well,
been
the
reported
problem
as
is if I let
missing,
you
not
roll and
dead.
you roll well, then I have to go against what I feel like a normal human being would respond to these arguments. Go for it. Roll help out.
All right. Yes. That's a 12.
Oh,
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
I don't think I've ever wanted one of our own people to fail more.
I know. Okay.
oh.
Like, and I've been the keeper before.
All right. Okay. Cool. I know how I'm gonna play this. I think that Nancy is just staring daggers at the three of you and is like arms crossed, like whatever. Yeah.
You wanna go?
And then Donnie walks up and puts a hand on her shoulder and says, Nancy, listen, if they're friends of Cole's, they mean well, and quite frankly, they're not gonna solve this, and they're not gonna cause any harm either. I say we just let them root around in the house. Clearly there's no bear like I thought there was, else they'd already be gone. It's fine. And Nancy turns and glares daggers right at Donnie, but she sighs and says, you know what? This is not worth my time. But we're not gonna leave. So if you guys want to look around, we're gonna look around. If you find something interesting, go ahead and show us. If we find anything interesting, know that we're probably not gonna return the favor.
That seems like an unequal exchange.
But I think that with that, Nancy is going to motion to the third person, the ranger, who presses a button, and you hear a truck click, and the lights from the headlights dim down, and now you are back kind of in the general darkness with a couple of flashlights. So yeah, the cops will let you stay, but they're also not going to leave. They will stay out of your business. Yes. Is that what you were going for?
Yes,
I don't
that-
want to like okay.
No,
I don't want to like misinterpret what you were aiming for with that role.
Because even with the success, even me, the person asking for that, would have been like, can I really ask these officers of the law to leave this crime scene? You know, so it's like I think that's a good compromise.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they're the worst cops ever.
It's true.
They're pretty bad, but I think
Honestly, it would have been
You know-
better if they kicked us out.
Yeah,
that's
just
what-
in the
yeah.
sense of doing their job.
Yes. I mean, we can rewind and play it
Too
that
late.
way.
No, it's good.
No,
I mean,
we can.
we can still
rewind.
we can
That's how
still
games work.
leave.
Philip's already leaving his fingerprints everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like they'll
Uh.
find any records of them, you shitheads.
Uh, I mean, technically, Arthur could do that too. I think that I mean, like, because we can also just leave. It's just that we didn't want to get forced out by the police.
That's so funny, though.
It's like we were gonna leave anyway, but when a cop tells me to leave, now
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so I guess we should go. Yeah. Well.
So were they headed upstairs, or were they just kind of like what? Did you mention which direction they were going?
Right now, they are currently still standing in, I guess, like the foyer of the ranger station. They're pulling out extra flashlights, and they're kind of just staging right now.
Okay. I think Arthur's just gonna kind of like watch them, and then kind of like look back at Philip and say, "Do you want to get Cole from upstairs?"
I can, yeah, I guess.
I mean, do you
and-
want to leave him alone?
No, but okay. I think Philip in his mind is like, oh, but what if Cole's not up there? Then I'll be alone. And so I think
We're all just deathly afraid of being alone.
I think so. I guess Philip sadly floats upstairs.
Is he just floating right in front of the cops?
Oh, are the cops still looking at us?
They're in the
Yes.
living room.
Cops are very
Ooh,
much
I didn't
right
understand this part. Never mind. He's just gonna awkwardly walk.
I didn't understand this part.
I didn't understand what was
there.
going
The
on.
part where is it the word foyer? Is that what was scary?
No, I just am dumb.
No, you're not. You're
Same.
fine.
Okay, I'll go upstairs. Do.
Cole, it is as things kind of fade and you are left with that kind of one last thought that I mentioned, that Philip, you hear floorboards creak as Philip actually physically walks up the stairs to the second floor.
You find Cole in a pretty bad state. He's curled up in a ball on the ground. There's obviously dust just everywhere, now coating him too, because he's been just kind of like, twitching and sobbing and stuff like that. And now he's muttering to himself.
No, Cole, what did Arthur do to you?
Jesus Christ.
Poor Arthur at this point, to be honest. Like, no, not poor Arthur. Poor Soul. That's the main. Like, so it's like, I was just playing the character. Now I feel guilty.
I
felt-
felt guilty from the beginning. I want that to be clear.
Oh, and I'll make sure that nail hits deep. Anyway, Philip is going to float over the Cole quickly and put his his cold, as mentioned in chat, his cold fleshy hands on Cole and be like, "Oh, are you okay, best buddy?"
He slowly looks up at you, and then like squints through like wet eyes, as if he's trying to figure out who you are. And then
You just see Frog Hoodie staring back at you.
Yeah. he blinks a couple of times, and then like his eyes kind of scan around in the darkness, and he goes, Are you another memory?
I think we're all memories to some extent. I don't know. I mean, what are we except a collection of thoughts and memories?
That's exactly my thought too. And if we can be so easily forgotten, then what are we worth?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Kinda. I mean,
Give
What-
Philip but Philip floats down next to him and just sits there in the darkness.
I don't know, I guess. I mean, it's sort of, I mean, if you think about it, the human soul is such an interesting concept to me. Like, are we our bodies or are we our thoughts and minds and memories? If we don't have our memories, then who are we? I don't know. Anyway, there was a cat. Are you okay? Do you need me to get you some big ZTs?
What?
I don't
This is
know.
the weirdest vision. The other ones were like at least part of life. What is this?
Oh, I don't know what you mean. I am literally, I am here in front of you. I mean, I guess I'm floaty, but I guess I don't know. I'm real. I think I'm real. Oh God.
But you forgot me.
Oh, did I? I don't.
Do we remember that we forgot Cole?
Do we remember what we forgot?
Yeah. Keeper?
What was the question?
Do we remember that that we didn't remember Cole?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
God, sorry. There were too many words being said.
In this thing we do where we just talk.
Just all talking.
Anyway, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I think it was my. I don't even know. I think maybe we're just so stressed recently, because I think Cole. I think maybe I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. A lot's been put on us for no reason. I will never
What?
forget you again, and if I do, please put me out of my misery. Because if a life without without my memories of you is no life I want to live.
It just. I'm sitting here just worried about being forgotten by my friends when I guess you and Arthur have to deal with this kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Maybe don't put me in the same group as Arthur.
Yeah, maybe don't put me in the same group as that guy. That's kind of weird. No, I mean, I don't know. Arthur doesn't really talk to me much about his deal. But I don't like to really think about.
Others.
I don't really like to think about those things. I definitely don't remember things well, I guess. So it kind of sucks, but don't worry. I don't think this was. God, I really hope this isn't just an. I hope this was magically induced, because if I start losing my memories, I don't know if my very fragile sense of sanity can handle that.
Keeper, how long have they been upstairs now? Enough to
It's
be.
been a couple. It has been a couple of minutes. At this point, you have noticed. Well, it's not hard to notice. The two cops and the ranger have started walking around. They kind of avert looking at you as they walk down the stairs to get down into the basement.
Okay. Um,
Oh boy.
I think.
Yeah, I know.
I think Arthur's
They're
just
gonna.
Question for the keeper: the door that leads into the basement, is there a lock on it?
It's a door like a regular house door.
Mhm.
So it has a lock
On the knob?
like a door would. It's not padlocked, I think is what I'm saying. Yes, it is a door that has a lock.
Okay. I think Arthur's just gonna kind of like, he's gonna look at the door and just kind of like play with some options, and then kind of just look at Ren and be like, they've been up there for a bit. Should we go check on them?
We could. I was gonna try and do some figure out if there might be anything supernatural. Turn on that sense. I don't know. Do that weird magic. I'm not quite sure how to describe it.
Right.
But I wouldn't be opposed to going upstairs, finding them.
It's just because they're gonna find the bones.
They are gonna find the bones. Then I am a little bit. I have some bone dust on me, so
Oh man, decisions. Why do we have to make decisions in this game? So all three of them went into the basement.
Yes.
I think Ren looks at the basement door now as well. And then probably back at Arthur.
Arthur's gonna go to the door and lock it, close it and lock it.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh,
See,
boy.
I'm trying to determine
Uh-oh.
if it's locked from
The inside or the outside?
the inside or the outside. And I'm trying to like think like what a basement would be locked from. Just generally. Thoughts, guys?
I
Are
feel
your, we don't have basements in California, really.
Yeah,
so-
same here. So
yeah, the only basement I have is like something you have to go from the outside, and so depending on the style of basement, it's either a normal door, like if it's a workshop, it's locked from the inside, but if it's on the outside, usually there's a padlock, like with those like stairs that lead down.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the use. If it's something like, oh, I'm going down to the laundry or the workshop, then it's locked from the inside. Or if it's like,
Yeah, I think that it's going to be locked from the inside.
okay, so it's
Honestly, I like that is what makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
not okay.
If that changes the timeline of when you would do things, we can kind of backtrack.
It does. So when we
Um,
say the inside, we mean the inside of the basement, or like the
Yes, it's
basement.
like they could in the basement
Close the door and lock
lock
it.
the door.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there like a big chair or something around?
A big piece of furniture, maybe.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah,
are
there
really
are-
trying to get arrested.
Sorry. A second question: does the door swing into the basement or out into the Sorry, we're getting very finicky, but it's because
Yeah, we really are. It's not a big deal at all. I think it would swing. I'm just
It would
fucking
swing-
with all your plans.
It would swing
It
into
would
the
swing-
big room, not the basement, because then
Yeah.
the door could
It
come out
would
and
swing
smack you while
into
you're on
the-
the stairs.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sure, it opens out.
Okay. So,
So,
we could pick
This
it.
way to get arrested could work. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
hmm
And yes, I think when I described this area, there are some old couches and tables and chairs and things here. They're a little bit worse for wear, definitely like antiquated and dusty and discolored at this point, fairly unused. But yeah, couple bits of furniture. What you looking for? What you shopping for, Ren?
Yeah, I wonder.
What you thinking?
I think Ren's looking for like a chair to like shove under the doorknob
Don't say.
and barricade it that way.
I was thinking like an
Are you
armoire.
doing it or are you looking for it?
If there's a chair that fits that description that could just like stick up under there, I think Red is going to start doing it, or like mime to Arthur that's what they're doing, and then kind of that's an idea, and then see what Arthur kind of thinks.
Right, because we decided that because the lock isn't on the outside of the door, we haven't closed it yet because that was new information that altered.
So the door
plans.
is open.
Correct. It's still like we haven't closed it yet.
Okay,
because...
you hear from the basement someone go, "Oh fuck, there's a body down here."
Okay.
Okay, Red doesn't look at.
Yeah. As soon as Ren moves, Arthur's going to move and close the door, and brace it with his own body until Ren can bring the chair.
Oh
oh.
my god.
We're gonna get
Oh.
so arrested.
I'm like, here's the
Very
thing.
great,
Like-
great strategy to not seem like the murderer.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're going to come out anyway and question us and get in the way in general because of the body.
Yep.
Plus, there's a
And
window in there. They can just squeeze their way out. We need some time.
As a reminder, this body is obviously very old. Not like old, but it's not fleshy.
This is not the
It's not
PM, right?
bloody. It is very obviously, even from a distance, not like a youth who would have died in the last 12 hours.
I think
Does
If
that
that
help
changes
our
anything.
cause though?
yeah, because Ren has like fallen into this thing, so they probably got some nasty bone dust or like
Which of us doesn't have
something.
nasty bone dust? All right, what's the plan, team? Are you closing the door and putting a chair under it?
Okay.
Yup.
Okay. Oh,
Was that a yup?
That's what Ren's gonna try and do.
Wow.
Okay.
Arthur.
Go ahead and roll
Arthur
me-
is anything, if anything, Ren's wingman. So he's gonna close the door.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh man,
I think
this is. There are multiple things that this is going to start.
yeah.
Oh.
So
this
I think
episode,
Arthur.
the gang gets arrested.
I think Arthur, you close the door, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
As you close the door and shut it all the way, you lock eyes with Nancy, who has started running up the stairs to be able to get back to the vehicle. And Ren, I'm gonna need you to roll me an act under pressure to get a chair and anchor it under the doorknob quickly enough
All right,
that Nancy can't get out.
that's not a great roll.
Good.
That's fine. It's a 7.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me remind myself what the act under pressure circumstances are. Okay. On a 7 to 9, I am going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. So your intention is to get the chair underneath the doorknob to slow down this current situation, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I think let me give you a couple of options here. This is challenging. So I think that your worst outcome is that you are going to get a chair underneath the doorknob, but in the process you are moving so fast that you are going to injure Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
The hard choice is that you are going to get that lodged in there, but not well enough that you can let go of it right away. You know that the second you're not holding it in place, it will slip back down and the door will be openable. I think that's kind of it. I think that there's gonna be a price to pay no matter what
Right.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, are you injuring Cole, or are you kind of stuck
Arthur.
Whoa.
in this position?
Arthur.
Not Cole. Arthur, sorry.
Wow, you're just throwing that chair,
Misspeak.
huh?
Misspeak.
Oh.
I think Ren's gonna have to hold it. I think not hurting Arthur is important to the.
Okay. So Arthur, you just barely close the door and whip your hand away as you see Ren very quickly grab one of the old wooden chairs from the nearby dining room table and lodge it underneath the door handle. They look to you with a panic in their eyes that lets you know that, oh, this isn't gonna stay here on its own. Philip and Cole, you hear the sound of a door slamming and a shout that is unintelligible from upstairs.
What happened down there?
Arthur's just gonna look at Ren and she's like, "Hold it," and then he's gonna run upstairs. And are Philip and Cole still on the floor?
I think they're both like
Who's spooning
like,
who?
Philip is 100% the little spoon. No, but anyway, I think they're both. The way I've imagined is they're sort of like both, like holding their knees next to each other as they talk about the essence of reality, or the essence of self.
Sense of self.
Yeah, Arthur's just gonna kind of like run up, kind of like hair, like some of his hair like beginning to come out of his like little band that holds it back, so becoming a little bit more frazzled, and he's gonna be like, uh, you all right?
No.
Right, okay. The officers just found the body in the basement, and
Oh, did you explain that that couldn't have possibly been us?
no, because they were just gonna go get more officers, and we would definitely be kicked out at that point. But Ren is holding them.
I mean, all honesty, I don't even want to be here to
Downstairs.
begin with.
Ren is holding them downstairs. We need to act.
What?
That seems crazy.
Hang on.
Are you saying that you acted without really thinking of a plan?
Ren, as you are holding the chair against the door, you hear the voice of Nancy come through, and she says, "You have got to be fucking kidding me. Donnie! Donnie, this is what happens when you let fucking hooligans have anything. Whatever, I've never seen you before, but Cole, next time I see him, he's getting a fucking night in the slammer. So are the rest of you. Fuck!"
I think Ren's just like, I fucked up. And then they are going to try and reinforce this door closing with magic, because they've dug this hole and they're only digging deeper into it. Because one of the effects of magic is bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature. So I just want to. It could also fall under trap a specific person, minion, or monster, but like, I want to make the door magically barriered.
Okay. Go ahead and roll use magic, and then that way we can determine the exact effect and potential bad after that. You don't have an alt weird move, do you?
No, I just have regular weird magic.
Okay.
Weird magic. I also
Regular weird.
think Ren, as the cop is yelling at him, he's gonna be like, "We didn't kill anyone.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I panicked.
the best thing to say.
All right, go for it.
That's a 9. Okay.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, it works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. The keeper will decide what effect the glitch has.
So the effect is barring the door, basically, magically barring the door.
It's to a specific person or type of creature. Do you want to bar it specifically to Nancy? To humans? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking to. I'm thinking to Nancy.
Okay.
Okay.
Just in case we need to get in that basement again.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also maybe if
I just love
I
the
don't
thought of
know.
Nancy being like, "Donnie, the door won't work," and Donnie walks up and rotates the doorknob, and it just opens, and Nancy's like,
Honestly,
I mean,
this
well-
might save us.
yeah, that's
True.
That's what I was thinking as well. Maybe just being like, oops, like Rent using that time and like going to sit in the chair or something, like away, and being like, "Oh, spooky house." Haha.
Even though Ren just said through the door, we didn't kill them. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
God.
disaster, absolute
God.
disaster. All right,
I'm just saying,
what
Philip
is
can
your-
leave for 5 minutes.
what is your glitch?
Ooh, I'm gonna say.
For all we know,
Oh,
Philip would have just
gosh.
brought that body to life and been like, "It wasn't them."
Yeah,
And it
they're
would've made
not
the whole
dead. What do you
situation
mean?
even
would have made everything so much better. It would have
Yeah.
fixed all the problems that we have.
Yeah.
No, my own private rule is I can't bring out back something that doesn't have a brain.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be the effect is of short duration. I don't think anything else really makes sense here.
Okay.
So
And are you
think
letting
it-
go of the chair at this point?
I think they're going to like sort of it's almost like they're like pushing magic, I think, into the door as if to kind of like hold it. And once they kind of feel it stabilized, I think they're gonna take the chair away, put the chair back where I think they're gonna go for the ooh spooky house, because they can't think of anything else that might like.
Maybe instead of spooky, just go, oh, the house is old.
Oops, old house, you got.
Haha, you got old house. Yeah, I think that as you are, have we discussed what Ren's magic like looks like in the past?
I don't think we have, but I think it's
Okay.
it's less of a visual magic and more of like a sense of like cuz Mod's whole thing is like balance and stuff. So I think
Mhm.
basically it sort of feels like they're tipping the scales of fate a little bit when they do magic. So it's sort of like a pushing or pulling effect, I think, is what it feels like to be Ren. And I think they I think their blade glows a little bit when they do it.
Okay.
Or like the whole Kopesh. It's got some hieroglyphs in the handle. Hilt is what it's called. I was like, I know it's not handle. It's got some hieroglyphs in the hilt, and I think those glow, and I think the blade itself glows. As they kind of just basically try and like readjust the balance of the universe, I think is sort of how it feels, I guess.
Okay. Yep, definitely a lot of balance going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you kind of reach out with your magic into this door and you feel that literal push and pull. You are pushing against the chair, against the door. Nancy is trying to push slash pull from the other side. And you feel the two come to an equilibrium and then you move the chair away. As you do so, you feel that equilibrium break a little bit and you feel that push and pull continue on. You get the sense
Mhm.
that it's going to kind of keep oscillating back and forth until at some point it's going to break.
Okay.
Right.
Our Arthur, Arthur, Philip, and Cole, the three of you are upstairs. You most certainly just heard that whole exchange of Ren crying innocence. What's up? What are you guys doing?
Very quick. Very quick. The plan. Before everything started, Ren was going to do a magic here within the house, right? That was the idea. Was like Ren was going to do a spell here within the house. How well that would have worked with the officers around, who knows? But that was like the plan that was given by Ren before we decided all that, right? So Arthur's going to bite back to Philip, and he's going to say the plan was to have Ren cast a spell, but the officers probably wouldn't let us do that. And once they found the body and got more officers here, we'd get kicked out, losing our chance to cast the spell.
Cole sits there for a moment in silence and just listens to this exchange before finally he stands up. And he looks at Arthur and kind of tilts his head for a moment. And he says, "So is this what a plan does? The moment anything breaks, everything comes tumbling down and you start yelling at people?"
He does that either way if there's a plan. I don't know.
maybe Arthur, just for a moment, you should think about, I don't know, being a little more spontaneous sometimes, so that when something like this happens, you can be ready for it. And he just walks past Arthur. He doesn't wait for a response. He just walks past Arthur and heads downstairs.
Ooh, burn. Anyway, it's kind of awkward that he left me sitting here. I guess I guess
Follow
that
your
we should.
master, Philip.
Whoa, that's kind of weird that you would say that. That's I don't know what you're into, but that's not really how I float my boat.
Arthur's just gonna stand there.
Cole, are you walking back downstairs?
Yep.
Okay. You walk back downstairs, I think, right as Ren moves the chair back into position by the dining room table. And you hear Nancy continuing to yell from the hallway and is banging on the door.
I think Ren is just going to try and like play it very cool, as if like if Nancy's hearing this, it's just like, oh yeah, Ren is talking, and like they don't have any. It sounds like they totally didn't just lock me in a basement, and Ren's just gonna be like, hey Cole, did Philip find you and Arthur?
Like he still has tears like on his face or whatever. Like he's still kind of, obviously he's been crying for a little while, but he just kind of looks at Ren and then towards the door, and then at Ren again. But he doesn't say anything because like obviously he's not gonna mention it. But he walks toward the door and points at it.
I mean, we still wanted to do some investigating here, right? I mean, I know the house is spooky and some weird stuff has happened already, but... Yeah, and I think they say some weird stuff has happened already, like, in a slightly louder tone.
Cole just takes a small breath and lets it out, and he's going to do what he does best, and that's act without a plan. And he's going to move over toward the door, and he's going to say, "Oh yeah, the door gets you have to lift up on it here." And Cole is going to open the door.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Cole's trying to open the door.
Yeah. He should be able to, right? Because it's only barred to one person.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. It's just a closed door.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, yes.
We keep completely flipping the book on Masha. She's like, okay, now I got a plan for them to be stuck in there. And now here comes Cole, and she's like, well, dad dabbit, make up your mind, people.
Dang it, Cole. All right. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, Ren, you see Cole reach for the door and start to twist the handle.
I think Ren is
like, you could stop me.
Ren is very deer in the headlights right now, and so they're like, yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Even if Cole has like some idea of a plan, or at least is like just not generally panicking right now, maybe that'll help. I also think they sort of forget Cole's reputation in the town for a second and are just like, well, Cole knows these cops better than I do, so maybe Cole will be able to like persuade them or whatever.
It's Cole's problem.
Yeah, it's Cole's problem now.
Okay, so you're letting him do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Cole just heard Nancy shout, "I'm gonna find Cole and put him in jail." Like that's he's already going to jail. So what's the point now of maybe at least this way he can talk his way out of it.
Okay, Cole, you twist the handle on the door and you're met with a little bit of resistance. You don't feel like it's from whatever Ren did to the door, but it's from when, the best analogy I have for this is when you're like trying to lock your sibling out of your room and you like keep tension on the doorknob, so like it turns but then it turns back, as you feel Nancy is kind of fighting to try to get this door open. You turn the handle, swing open the door, and Nancy all but falls kind of onto her wrists and catches herself
Oh,
as she
gotta be careful on
tumbles down.
stairs.
And she looks up at you and says, Cole Van Helsing, you
Hi,
have to
Nancy.
find some better fucking friends. And I think, is this a good time for us to take our break?
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
I might as well.
Might as well take our break here.
See you along the widening road, travelers.
Yeehaw,
We'll be back
cowboy.
in 10 minutes.
Yeehaw.
So at
I live
Yes.
on the old dusty trail.
Got it set
45
up.
after the hour or 15 before the hour, whichever one you prefer.
Excellent, excellent.
Into the sunset we ride.
Sees
Get up! Get up!
Asked to be filled in, but now I can't be. Um,
We can take it a bit more time if people need to finish eating. I know I need to, because I'm not going to be crunching on the mic.
You want to fade back out for 5 minutes so
Yeah.
that people can eat?
Yeah, we'll be right back, stream. Sorry.
Yeah. Hello and goodbye.
Hey.
Hello, we're back for
We're
real this
back.
time.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we're not back. Let's take another 5-minute break.
Bye. The ultimate tease.
Gotta do it to them.
This is the tabletop RPG equivalent, or actual play equivalent of edging.
We're go another break.
Another break.
We need to start over.
Are you there yet? Anyway.
So I'm having Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
That's my snack today. The spicy kind. Speaking of spicy, that's what I'm eating. What else you guys having?
I just had a slice of pizza with ranch dressing because ranch is good for pizza, and now I'm having chocolate covered raisins.
Nice.
I thought you were gonna say ranch is good for you, and I was.
Yeah, buttermilk has probiotics, maybe, and it's got herbs and shit in it. Herbs are a vegetable.
Herbs are plant
true.
good. The
Anything from the ground is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of from the
Especially-
ground,
Even
the corn,
plutonium.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Unhinged behavior indeed, Sydney.
Yeah.
I'm having a pot sticker, or I had 4 pot stickers. This is my last pot sticker.
I wish I had pot stickers.
I
That sounds
heard
very good.
pot Snickers, and I was like, what?
I heard pot
Hey,
stickers, but I
From
thought
the ground.
stickers that were shaped like pots.
Just like a tasty little munching on some stickers.
Hmm.
I have Frosted Mother's Cookies, a circus animal cracker. I have frosted graham crackers.
Shout out to moms. Mother's Day's this weekend. Did you get your mom anything?
Yes.
I
That's
didn't.
this weekend? Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
going to see
Chris,
Multiverse of Madness without
Chris.
my mom, and
I
that's
was,
my
no,
gift to
damn
her.
it, Crackety, you're faster than me. I was gonna be like, you don't gotta get your mom anything for Mother's Day. Crackety already got her, so.
Oh.
Yeah. If we know anything, it's that Crackety's got our moms.
Oh. Shout out to Crackety. Got all our moms. Anyway, do we want to get back? Any other snack checks in the thing? Always
Yeah,
eating worms?
anybody in chat, what kind of snacks you got for me? What kind
He's
of
eating
what kind of
worms,
snacks you eating?
apparently.
Any food
I
crimes
saw
out there?
Crackety
Tell me
Jones
about
had
food
bada bean, bada boom, or baby carrots and hummus.
Oh, I hope he wasn't asking for an opinion because it's far too late now. Fancy wedding food that I couldn't eat. Bartleby is posting delicious looking crepes. This is very Russian restaurant style. Why couldn't you eat it? Is it because you mailed it to me directly? Please,
Are
thank you.
crepes? Are Russians known for their crepes?
Yeah. We like. I mean, they're not called crepes. I can't remember what they're called in Russian, but it's the same concept of like a thin, wide pancake. And you stuff it with stuff, or like you make little pancakes and then you'll have like fish eggs and sour cream on them or whatever.
Very
I think
fun.
Russian takes a lot of stuff kind of from a variety of other cultures. There's a lot of Russian salads that are mostly mayonnaise and pickles. This explains a lot about me.
Oh.
Yes, blinie and blinchiki. That's what I'm fucking thinking of. Thank you, Crackety.
The more you know. Welcome to the Snack Check podcast.
Welcome
You
to
learn
the
about
Snack Shack
culture and
podcast.
food.
Masha can't remember basic Russian words despite having grown up with them for years.
This is a preview
Been there.
of.
Yeah, this is a
Um,
But it's
preview.
bad.
If you
Anyway.
want more of this riveting conversation, get us to $1,000.
Anyway, so
DLC.
since we only have an hour and some change left in today, let's go ahead and continue on with our game. I will be fully transparent with our audience and say that we took a second quick break to remind ourselves of some of our safety tools / game tools. And we agreed as a group that a couple of the last scenes didn't go quite the way that we wanted them to. So we're gonna rewind a little bit and kind of redo things. So um, if we want to first kind of pop back upstairs with Philip and Arthur, I think that we will go back a couple of lines. Do you guys want to kind of take it from where you wanted to be?
Yes, specifically, I want to make it clear that I wanted to walk back the master comment that Arthur made because it didn't really fit with his character. It was just me, so we're getting frustrated out of character, and so I want to walk that back to the point in which Cole like walks away, and I think Arthur's just kind of standing there, and his eyes are kind of a little like looking far away for a moment, and then he kind of like comes back, looks at Philip, and just says, "I know I deserve that," and he's just gonna turn and follow Cole downstairs.
Okay, kind of weird that they both left me here, kind of just sitting here. I guess I.
I'm sorry. Did Philip want to respond?
No, it's fine. I guess. I guess Philip's gonna turn around since there's no one for him to say something sad to and walk away, uh, and just sort of be like, "Oh, I don't like remembering things anyway," and then he's going to float away.
Float away in which direction?
I guess float down the stairs.
All right.
He's just going.
like
He's going to go out the window.
He's like a helium balloon on the ceiling, just kind of like slightly, kind of like bobbing side to
Oh,
side.
somebody get the stick for me to grab onto.
No, you're gonna end up in a turtle's mouth. Ah. I'm having this analogy in my head of like the world that you guys are in kind of loads in the way a video game does. Like it does, like the other side of a door doesn't exist until you open it, you know?
Oh.
So I'm sitting there thinking like what else needs to preload in my brain?
Schrodinger's basement.
Close to a random room. Okay. And then we will pop back downstairs where we are also going to walk back a little bit of how Cole handles the door. Dustin, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, and it's not the consequence of the cop being freed because that's probably still going to happen, but rather just making sure that the intent was clear with what I wanted to do. So Cole is going to walk over to the door, and rather than immediately opening it, he's going to say through, "Nancy, are you stuck?"
Stuck. I think your friend locked me down here.
There's no lock on this side of the door. Like, is that these like okay, so promise you won't get mad, but I've definitely snuck in here more than just the one time. She knows that already. And like these doors can get stuck. Hang on a second. And then he's going to do like basically what he did before, which is he's going to like reach out and start like he's going to wiggle the door handle like it's stuck on his side. He's going to like bump into it and he's going to okay, I remember this one now. And then he's going to slam his fist into one of the doors. Basically, this is showing that there is nothing on this side that's actually holding it shut. Like because his hands are going all over the door. Like, you know, he said it and he goes, "Hang on one second," and then he hits it right where the door connects to the wall, and then he's going to open the door. See?
And I think this time Nancy does not fall down because there was a whole rigmarole, and she locks eyes with you, and I think she's probably a little bit taller than you, and just goes, "Cole, I think you need some better friends."
Hey! And now we're back.
All right, we did it, team.
Did somebody say friends?
Yeah, and I think that she kind of like puts her hands on her face and really rubs her temples and just looks at you, Cole, and says, "I want nothing more than to get you guys into a cell because this has just been quite the afternoon. Cole,
Is Is this still her talking, or is this you talking?
This is still her talking.
Okay,
Yes, her
okay,
voice
okay.
is the same as my voice. Don't worry about it. Cole, you said you've been down here before. Did you guys happen to enter through that window down in the basement? And Cole, on your previous excursions here, did you find this body? This is new to me, and I've been here a number of times.
Yep, that's pretty new to me. It's a new thing. We haven't really had a chance to call it in yet because I don't have any of the fancy technology that lets me talk to you guys directly. At least, other than a cell phone, you don't get service out here.
She takes a beat and sighs again, and I think that she looks at you and her expression has changed from one of like sheer frustration to one of kind of just like a tiredness. And Cole, can I talk with you outside for a minute?
Sure, you might want to prop that door open, make sure it doesn't close again.
Yeah, and she kind of walks through the doorway and just lets the door do whatever it wants to do behind her. Walks through the front door of the ranger station and kind of gestures with one arm for you to follow her.
Okay, and Cole will look back to Rin with still bloodshot eyes, like he's still been obviously crying, and just nod before following her out.
I think if she's turned around, Ren is just gonna go like mime wiping their brow.
Might be a couple beads of real sweat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the door fully open, Ren, you being down there, and I think Arthur and Philip, you probably see these two folks walk away. You hear kind of the gentle sounds of digging, and you get the sense that the two folks who are still down in the basement are, I realize, probably with their bare hands, kind of trying to unearth the rest of this body. Because we've already determined that these cops don't do the normal thing that a cop would do, and instead they're just kind of digging up this whole body. Okay. Nancy is now outside. Dustin, you said Cole was following her.
Yes.
Okay. With a flashlight pointed at her feet, in kind of, there might be like just the barest sliver of daylight still out there from dusk. Nancy looks at you, Cole, and just says, I'm just...
Cole closes the front door behind them.
Okay.
Just to add to privacy, and definitely not so that his friends can do magical things behind a door if they need to.
Fair enough.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
No.
Cole, it is really hard to keep pretending like you aren't always where you're not supposed to be. You guys, you should know better by now. Give me one good reason that I shouldn't just pull you and your three strange friends. Where did you even find those people? One of them is one of the people. One of them is the palest man I've ever seen in my life. Get him some sunlight. What? Give me one good reason I shouldn't just book you all in tonight so that you don't mess up the rest of our investigation.
So, first of all, those people are my friends, Nancy. And, I've had a very recent experience thinking back on my life, and realized that I've never really had those before. There are people who tolerated me, but no one who actually called me their friend. And maybe I have poked my nose into places I don't belong, and maybe I've dragged them along with me without their explicit um, vote of confidence. But we have done good before. And that is what we want to continue to do. So, I won't give you one reason, Nancy. I'll give you two good reasons. The first reason is the animal that killed a bunch of, or at least one person that went missing from the hospital, will not be bothering this town anymore. And I know that your group does everything that you can to help the people, and I'm sure you are doing your best job, but that's not something that you guys took care of. And it's not even something that you guys looked into. Okay? So sometimes we just like to help the person that may get swept under the rug, and maybe a high schooler is one of those types of people. So that's your first reason, is that we are here to help. But if that's not good enough for you, then picture this headline: White cop arrests 2 people of color for hiking in the woods. Does that work for you? And he just smiles.
Damn.
Hold out.
And I was planning that this whole time, by the way. Like, that was not... Like, that was something that from the moment I went to open that door, I'm like, oh, I'm pulling this card. I'm doing it. Let's go.
She sighs the heaviest sigh that I think you've ever gotten from a person. I am tempted to have you roll manipulate someone, but quite frankly, I think this just does it. I think that the frustration crosses her brow again, and she pinches the bridge of her nose and she says, I don't have the bandwidth to address any part of what you just said. Just in the next 20 minutes, I'd love to see you gone.
20 minutes? You got it.
And she doesn't even nod or go for a handshake. She just walks back to the door of the ranger station and opens it to walk back in. The rest of you, you just saw Cole and the cop go outside, close the door behind them. You can hear that the remaining cop, Donnie, and the ranger are down in the basement, doing something that has noise. This is a potential window of opportunity. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna lock the front door. I'm just kidding.
I
I'm
got
not gonna
rid-
do
I
that.
got
nervous.
I'm not gonna do that.
The fucking panic that you just induced in me. My goodness.
Arthur's going to, or when Arthur comes downstairs and reunites with Ren, I think he's just gonna be like, "Are you okay?"
I have some regrets, but I'm all right.
Fair enough.
You okay?
Not sure, to be honest with you. There's no officers around right now. Do you still want to try and do your magic?
Yeah. And I think at that, Ren is going to kind of lean up against like a wall or something, and close his
Lean
eyes.
on me when you're not
You're
strong.
not strong.
I'll be your friend. If something carry on.
Carry on.
DMCA.
Yep,
No.
the cops are coming for us now.
No.
I'm gonna lock the door. Ha ha! They cannot get in. That's how you stop the DMCA. Lock your doors.
Yep. Well, it
Yeah,
only works if it's a magical lock.
Mm.
yeah.
You know.
Get that supernatural line of salt. and
Yeah.
just-
That's how you,
That's all
yeah.
you need.
Hey, it's me, Jensen Ackles, with my big tub of salt. Hey, can't get past this. What was that accent I just gave? The big Jensen Ackles from my brain. Ren, what are you doing?
Ren is going to use the move Spirit Touch, which says your experiences have made you sensitive to the supernatural. When you sense magical things, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you can sense them fully. On a 7 to 9, choose either sense them fully, but they notice you too, or you only sense impressions. So I think Ren is just kind of closing their eyes and like picturing that kind of scale, those scales from earlier. I think they're just kind of, it's almost like they're looking or trying to kind of magically sense, like, is there something tipping these scales in a specific way, and what it is, if they can. So I'm going to roll plus weird.
That's weird.
It sure is. That's a 7. That was very close.
Yeah.
Can you remind me again what the
Mhm.
mixed result is for that?
On a 7 to 9, choose either sense them fully, but they notice you too, or you sense only impressions. I think they notice you too. I think that's the more narratively interesting option. And B, I think Ren is sort of still a little bit freaked out, so it's and they're trying to kind of do this quickly, so I don't think they're like necessarily like, I think they're kind of trying to do it a little fast, and so they end up like overshooting it, I guess.
Yeah. And sorry, what's the name of the move again? My brain is not holding on to like the main aspect of this move.
Spirit Touched, it's from I don't actually know what it's from. It's not from the Chosen, though.
Is it from the Hex?
Or the spooky?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, it could be the Spooky. I think it is from the Spooky.
Spooky. Ah. I'm sp-
The Spooky is a
I'm
playbook.
trying to look it up.
Yeah.
so that
It's
I
just
can-
It's not just this.
No, it's just a spooky playbook. We don't want to talk about it because it's too spooky.
Yeah.
It scares me every time we bring it
Yeah.
up. Don't say its
Yeah.
name.
If we say the name, Chris actually starts crying.
Yeah,
I'm
so
I
scared.
can't find it. Okay, can you read me one more time, like the bulk text of the move, and then and then I'll give you something.
Yes.
Sorry, brain
You're-
bad right now.
Your experiences have made you sensitive to the supernatural. When you sense magical things, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, you can sense them fully. On a 7 to 9, choose either sense them fully, but they notice you, or only impressions. I can also screenshot the move and send it to you.
Can you please? I just
Okay.
can't. I don't know what's happening in my
It's
brain.
one of those
right
days.
now.
It's
It is.
definitely one of those
I-
days.
I think it's because it's so intentionally vague that
Yeah.
the second you finish saying it, my brain is gone. But yes, I will. I'm also thinking about how to address that without giving too much or too little.
That is fair.
And yes, it is at Crackety, we like to use safety tools here, because it is important. Okay, yeah, like sensing magical things to me, I think is just so freaking vague. And you've
Yeah.
chosen you sense them fully, but they notice you too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's similarly worded to like an investigative mystery. You know, like when you like
Right.
when like the for some reason the monster learns something about you at the same time. It's like, how does that work? Like that's always been my question whenever I keep is like, how
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the pararomantic.
Oh, okay, dope.
Oh.
Ah, that
Well.
makes sense. That no, I knew that because I've played a pararomantic.
Those
before.
monster fuckers.
Oh, those monster fuckers.
Spirit
Um,
touch.
Bridge monster
Wink.
fucker.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
coming
tried to
together. The
play.
sticky note was right.
I tried to play a not monster fucker pararomantic, and it was very boring. Not that I've ever tried to play a monster fucker pararomantic. But I have a sense that it would have been more fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I tried to make that my person that I was attached to was like just a friend, and I was like, this has friend zone vibes.
A friend.
Very just gals being pals energy.
Gals being pals.
Gals being pals, guys being dudes.
Look,
Dudes
just
being
guys being
guys.
dudes.
And guys buying fries.
Okay.
A couple guys buying fries. That's right.
So Ren, you lean against a wall, and I imagine kind of close your eyes and reach out a little bit with your head and with your kind of push pull magic, to try to find this magic wherever this magic is coming from. Sense magical things. It's so
vague.
tangible, I feel like. And you feel kind of like the cousin to that push pull when you were barring the door. And you feel almost like a pulse. This thread kind of coming from the basement out the front door, in the same way that you kind of get a smell of something that has long passed. Like a woman with a strong perfume walking past you or having been there a couple minutes ago. The woman is no longer there, but the feeling of it kind of still lingers. And it's quite weak now. And you feel also that in your chest almost this heaviness on your heart in a way, like the kind of anxiety sense of doom and panic you get when something is going wrong. And as you extend out your mind trying to follow this magical path, and it gets stronger kind of further out into the woods, you feel come up almost from behind you a whoomph, and you feel that weight become insurmountably heavy, like a hand has grabbed the scale and yanked it clean off, the other side tipping over itself. And I think that that's what you get from that.
Nice.
Yeah, I think as the kind of strings that like hold the scale like snap, I think Ren just like snaps back.
Oh yeah.
And they are, I think, noticeably like shaking a little bit.
Arthur's immediately at their side, and he's just gonna say, "What? Are you okay? What is it?"
I don't know what it is, but there's something. It's not in the house anymore. It's in the woods, and it's terrifying. And I think it knows about me. I think it's like it could see me looking at it and didn't want me to, and it reached back out to me almost, and I can't describe it other than just like terror. Like I don't know what it looks like or what it like what kind of creature it is or anything. It just feels like fear.
Another
And
clarifying.
as the two, yeah, go for it.
No, by all means.
I was gonna say as you guys are having this conversation, Nancy comes back in and doesn't even look in your direction and just pulls out her flashlight and goes upstairs.
Okay. I wanted a clarifying question from the keeper. When you were talking with
Yes.
Cole and Nancy outside, you mentioned that there was like still a sliver of daylight outside. Did you mean like the sunset or the sun is setting below the horizon and we are now technically in like twilight hours, or the at the end part of twilight hours? You know?
I don't remember where I started us. I think that at this point the sun has
I think it was mid afternoon when we started.
Yeah,
Mm.
because the library was closing.
Yeah, I think at this point, with everything else that has happened and the various existential crises that have occurred, the sun is just at setting.
Okay.
So like we have the last light of the day.
Gotcha. So the sun still is up, but it is in the process of setting.
If you count this much of the sun as
Okay.
up.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's where I imagine us, is that kind of actually where I am at right now, is that it's got that like there's just blue everywhere, Twilight style.
Lovely
I just
stuff.
looked outside like an idiot.
I also did. I was like, up.
I looked up
Like
and I saw
outside?
closed blinds. So you
I
tell
yes.
me.
West Coast, baby.
Yeah.
Pacific time, gang, rise up. Still
Cool,
daylight out
okay.
here. Not really. It's dark now.
Right on. Okay. Has Cole entered in as well, or is Cole still outside?
That's a question for Cole.
Cole will follow Nancy in
Okay.
and just kind of like even wave at her like an idiot as she goes upstairs, even though she's obviously ignoring him at this point. Okay, we have 20 minutes.
Red, you want to tell him?
There's something in the woods. There's nothing here anymore, I don't think.
Looks like we don't even need 20 minutes then.
It also knows that we're here.
Yep. Well, it knows I'm here at least.
Cole slowly nods and says, "Bring it on."
Keeper, would you say we have like, if we were to look out the window and see the current state of the sky, would we have like would we be able to gauge like how much light is left before it plunges into darkness?
So many technical questions
I know,
today.
I'm sorry.
Making me work overtime.
If you were to describe which part of the hemisphere it would take me to properly see the Star of David, where do you think that would be?
A train leaves the station at 6 p.m. and the other leaves.
One train has a cowboy, the other train, I don't
has a retired assassin. They're running towards each other.
It's the same train.
He solved our train puzzle.
He solved our train puzzle, damn.
No, it actually turns out that the cowboy is not who you think it is, but is instead Rusty Daniel.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
that's a deep cut.
That's a deep cut.
It's Dusty.
What?
Exactly.
Okay, my counter question to you is, how much daylight do you want for this
I
thing
thought
that
you were
you're
just
trying to
gonna
plan?
say why.
No, like what is it that you're trying to do, and I will let you know. Because I don't want to throw a number out there and you're like, oh bummer, I needed 25 minutes, not 20, if it's something that like could potentially fit.
Fair enough. I think I would say in general, 30 to 45 minutes would be fantastic. I think the idea is that at this moment we are either going into the woods after this creature or potentially trying to draw the creature here. And so if we're going to be doing that, lines of sight would be fantastic. And even though we do have flashlights, like having natural light for a certain amount of time would be advantageous for us to do something. I'm not sure what it is yet because we haven't talked it out RP yet, but knowing that we have like half an hour minimum of daylight would be useful to be able to kind of like just put out the resources.
Okay. You get... I'm gonna roll some dice.
Okay.
Half an hour minimum.
Against the
Roll some dice.
rules.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That's more than I would have given you.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Okay, well then just give us that as well.
You
Yeah,
get
just give that.
you get 56. How I was reading it, you get 56 minutes of daylight, but
Epic.
that includes the like dwindling hours, right?
Right.
The last like 25 minutes of that
Dim
are going
light
to
as well,
become
yeah.
very dim, very dim.
Fair enough.
You're welcome. Sure, that's what's happening inside my brain.
Thank you, Keeper.
You're welcome.
What was it? Thank you, 56, like they do in theater.
That's the best I've rolled on 2d6s in a very long time. So very cool that I wasted it on
Us.
not wanting to think about how many minutes you get of daylight still.
Right on.
Very cool. So yeah, the 4, I can count. The 4 of you have now probably 18 minutes left before Nancy really starts ushering you out of here.
Right.
And 56 minutes of daylight outside. You can hear Nancy kind of opening doors and moving things around upstairs, and you can hear Donnie and the ranger talking between the two of them downstairs in the basement because of the still open door.
Right.
What would you all like to do? The world is your oyster. I'm actually going to fling it to Philip because I feel like we haven't talked to Philip very much tonight yet.
Hi.
Or anybody, I guess, who has something they want to do.
Arthur's just gonna say that it looks like there's still like an hour's worth of light outside.
Well, okay. So I guess do we really want to bring up? Do we want to stay here and have the monster possibly intercept with these good old coppers, or do we want to do our good old thing of running into the forest?
It's a big forest.
I have certainly walked a good amount of it. Well floated. I don't walk when people aren't around.
Arthur's gonna kind of like look at Ren and say, do we have a trail to follow, or?
And I'm gonna look to the keeper to that. Like when no Ren
rest
was
for
like,
Masha.
yeah, when Ren
That's
was like
really good.
trying to sense
What's
this, was
the
it like,
soil type around here?
yeah, are we talking like a loam or like more of a sandy loam or a clay?
So
Could be
because
a
this
clay.
is the Pacific Northwest,
No.
I am imagining that it is whatever squishy kind of soil is out there.
Scientific.
There's a lot of ferns, there's a lot of like hill bugs, lots of
Love
like
isopods.
lots of spiders.
Audience, I want you to
trails a
understand,
little bit
Masha's like one of the
mucky.
most scientific people I know because
Yeah,
of her
same.
knowledge of biology. So when she
Right,
says
I know-
squishy
I know.
soil,
I don't know anything about dirt though.
Like-
I know
like-
a lot
like-
about animals.
Yeah.
I know
know-
so many like super smart scientist types, and then you ask them a question outside of their area of expertise, and it's just like they're just talking like a normal person. So it's not like it's they're not dumb for it, but it's just you compare the two, and it's just like you don't know everything. You're not Google in real life.
I know what would be there. I don't know what it is. I bet you there are salamanders out here. I'm just saying. No one's gone looking for them.
Oh yes, Ren is going to look for salamanders.
Yeah, that's it. That's the rest of the
Sick.
session.
That's the rest.
All right, very cool. What was the question?
Do we have a trail? Like, is there a trail
Yeah.
we can follow?
Oh,
Do you want me to roll
And-
investigate a mystery or something, or does?
so
Yeah.
I think that Ren, you get a sense that you can kind of follow the feeling of this magic a bit of a ways. You don't know if it'll take you all the way, and it really, you have to really work to kind of think about where it went, but you kind of still have a little bit of that tipping of the scale feeling in your chest. I will save that for the end of the mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get don't
Terrified.
worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, I think that for for the sake of this game moving forward, you know, I think that you get the sense that you have a general idea of where this trail goes. Magically, sensation wise.
Right. I think Ren is going to say, I have sort of an idea, but nothing specific, but like a general direction.
Arthur holds up the flashlights and he looks at Philip and Cole and he says, "We don't even know what this thing is. But if we all decide to go into the woods after it, I'm not going to argue, so long as we're all in it together."
Cole is quiet for a moment, and then he looks and locks eyes with Arthur. He's still got his bloodshot eyes for a moment. He just lingers there for a second, takes a breath, and says, "I wouldn't trust anybody more to watch my back than this group." And Fig also. But she's not there. But he does say that, like that is,
And
and
Fig
also
also.
Fig too, yeah. Also Fig,
Gosh.
just I don't know. Cole is still slightly comic relief.
I want to create a shirt now that has, like, I don't know, something in the front, but like in the back at the very bottom it says "and Fig also."
And Fig.
Oh. No, Fig is the group. If we can't even track this monster well without Fig.
It's true. Like,
We sure can.
this is gonna show how inept our entire group is without Fig.
I
think we've already shown how inept we are without Fig.
True.
Peek behind the curtain. If you wanted to use Fig as a resource in this scenario, I've devised a way that, like, I would make you roll for it still, so it's not just like, haha, Fig finds the creature for you. But you could get help. Also, don't forget that, like, investigate a mystery and stuff does have, like, where did it go?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
That's true.
There are
Cole,
things you can do.
Cole also has the alternate weird move of guts. Go with your gut, and like I'm building up to that, but like he's not quite ready for that based off of the previous thing, and still healing and becoming a better person for it. But yeah, and like continuing here for a moment. Sorry, Keeper. I'm hijacking for role play.
Please do.
You were given 20 minutes in this safe little, nice, beautiful lodge. That's super nice. And anyways. Oh no, what was I gonna say? No, my ADHD. No.
Oh. Anyway, so time for me to talk.
Yeah.
Chris is the ADHD.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. I died essentially for about 10 minutes. My who I am was wiped from the place of the from at least to me from the face of the earth, uh, except for Ren, and even I forgot who I was. And then I went upstairs, and everything flooded back to me so much that it made me sick. And there's one thing that I've realized, and that's that until you guys showed up, no one ever took me seriously. I was alone. Even the people that I thought were my friends were only my friends because I helped them with their homework or gave them rides in my van or um, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I also realized that I am who I am and that I can't try to be someone else and still succeed at being remembered for the right things. The idea of being completely forgotten is terrifying. It's it's as scary as death is. And for that split moment that I thought that two of my friends had forgotten me, I had never been more scared in my entire life. And we fought monsters. So I I just want you guys to know that I would never do anything to purposefully put you in harm's way. And I trust your plans, Arthur. Maybe that's why I don't really come up with a plan on my own, at least not as well, because I trust other people to make the plans, the smarter people. And when something goes wrong and something falls through, then I can fall in the hole and I don't know, be the bridge piece to get them across. I I'm sorry, but I can't be that person. I can't be the one who always has a plan. That's not me, and when I try to, I fail at it. So I'm I'm gonna keep being me, but I don't want to lose you as a friend. And if that means that in the future I shouldn't call on you when I'm going to do something stupid, like, you know, run off into the woods after a monster that may have a teenager held captive, um, then I guess I won't. But I'd feel much better if someone like you was behind me, or in front of me, or beside me. Beside, let's go with beside. Sorry, I didn't plan this out. This is just kind of off the cuff, and I just, I'm panicked, and when I get panicky, I kind of talk a lot, and maybe that's why Philip and I get along so well because we're both kind of like that. Please stop me from talking
I'm
because I'm.
such a good listener.
Arthur's going to reach over and put a hand on Cole's shoulder, hoping that will stop him. And he's just gonna
It
say,
immediately does. He's mid word and just stops.
and Arthur's gonna kind of glance at Ren and look back at Cole and say, "I'm sorry if I made you feel as though you needed to be a person who thinks of plans. These plans are well and good, but more often than not, they fall through. And in that empty space, action is needed. And that's what you do. And that's a good thing. The world would be a better place if there were more Cole Van Helsings in it. People who are willing to take action rather than just talk. And I'm I will watch your back because I don't want any of us. And he kind of like looks at Ren, looks at Cole, and looks at Philip, and he says, "I don't want any of us to die."
Yeah.
Also fake.
Oh.
I don't want fake to die.
I realize that, you know, sometimes when you're scared, you may lash out and say things that you don't mean, and I get that. And I'm scared about losing you guys too. But Arthur, there's I'm pretty sure if there was more than one of me, you would absolutely go completely insane.
It honestly teeters every day with between you and Philip, but
Oh, Arthur, I knew you cared for us.
we manage, and I know what it's like to be afraid, and it doesn't feel as bad when we're all together and we're working together. So, if we're gonna go after this creature, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. And this isn't Arthur rolling his eyes, this is me rolling my eyes because this is going to get somewhat cliche, but he's going to put a hand in the middle.
Philip's just gonna hug Arthur.
Oh, okay. Well, and then Arthur's just going to take that hand that he had in the middle and just like pat.
And then
Philip.
Cole hugs both of them.
Okay.
Group hug! Ren, get in here, you silly goose!
I was not ready for the physical intimacy.
I think Ren just kind of awkwardly is just like,
Let's go.
hugging now.
The gang is back together. Let's go run into the woods and kill a monster.
That's so loud. Right. Y'all, you can let go now.
No, hang on. Hang on, wait. Just 10 more seconds.
Sure. Okay, I think that's
And release.
and Arthur's just gonna kind of like shake and just kind of like, you know, not looking, not making eye contact with anyone, just kind of like, right, and then walks outside.
I think he likes you, Philip.
I think he does. He is he honestly, for someone who's so buff, you think he'd be a better hugger. But anyway,
I don't think he's used to hugging. You
I
know
will
what?
hug him so many times until he's used to it.
Yeah, you should help him practice.
I am a good hugger.
And just like, is Ren still in the room?
Yes, I think so.
Cole gives Ren just the most mischievous of grins.
And I think Ren just like gives him like shakes his head like, maybe not the best plan.
Listen, Arthur still yelled at him. He's still like, you know.
Anyway, let's go to
Emotionally
the woods.
indebted to Cole. Is that what you're trying to say?
Anyway, okay, woods monster. What's going on? Can I roll investigating mystery?
Absolutely.
Let's go back to the game. Wow.
Hey man, it's all the game.
These are 4 and a 2. These are 6. Plus my 0 sharp is a 6.
Can Arthur attempt to help?
How?
Well, if I may keep
And I guess first, Philip, how are you doing this? Like, what are you doing?
I think maybe it's a little bit of I think it's a little bit that he's just sort of like looking at the ground, like his glowing eyes kind of spotlighting, trying to find tracks. And maybe he's getting a little, he's like sniffing his non-existent nose and trying to get a whiff of maybe some magic.
Okay. Fair enough. Here and again, feel free to shoot this down, Keeper. It does not need to happen if you don't think it's particularly feasible. But I think Arthur does have the sensitive move, and so I wonder if it would be possible for Arthur to kind of like walk up behind Philip and just kind of like grab his head.
Oh no!
And use his psychic ability to kind of like point him in the right direction.
You absolute fool!
Oh boy!
So he's opening himself up to the psychic plane and making contact with Philip's head.
Ooh! Oh no!
In order to try and guide him in the right direction.
So we just made up, and this is what you do?
Either that, or like Arthur can do it and just kind of like point in the direction so that Philip can get the. But
I'm just trying to determine if it would still be like a help out role, or if it would be like a sensitive role.
That's
because
fair.
they don't necessarily. I don't want to make you roll both, obviously.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily like it's an inherent ability, but Arthur has to like willingly. It's not like a passive ability, you know. Like he has to make the effort to open himself up. So maybe it just doesn't work that way. So you can scrap my help out roll.
I like the idea of you helping out. I just am having trouble parsing like it going that way. Like if you want to roll sensitive independent, I think you could. Or if you wanted to just like help Philip look, you could.
I mean,
but I don't know that.
I guess if that's the case, then what we could do is just Arthur just physically looks for tracks, you know, since like we've been trying to find the monster via magic and things of that nature. We haven't tried the old fashioned way, so maybe Arthur just kind of like is like, this is what Fig would do, and try and find tracks, you know.
Okay, I think that I will accept. That you are kind of like, because it sounds like Philip isn't necessarily like staring at the ground looking for tracks themselves per se. So just having an extra set of eyes looking in a slightly different angle, I will allow it.
Okay, thank you, Keeper. Okay, let's see here. Don't fuck me. Boxcars, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So we get this scene of newly made up Philip and Arthur kind of like looking at the ground and looking at the trees and looking at the trail, and just trying to find kind of the path that this creature has gone on. That brings you up to a 7, Philip. I think that means you get 1 question.
Where did it go?
All right, baby.
Through the power of friendship, we find it.
Yep, through the power of friendship, you see the. I mean, not. So what you saw was a house cat, right, inside the house, and it was actually only Arthur who saw the animal get seemingly a little bit bigger as it ran out the door. And so you kind of have a better sense of what kind of footprints to look for, I guess paw prints to look for. And you see in what has got to be like a very straight line, these footprints leading exactly back, kind of, if you straight lined from here to Fogwell, these footprints, you have a sense that the animal has gone to town.
Great.
There's your information.
Night out on the town. Right on.
Well,
Yeah.
team, get in the van. The boys are back in town.
What?
We think you go, Philip.
The monster made this. I guess he needed some groceries because they went to town.
Well, that seems very problematic.
Which town?
But
A Fogwell.
Oh, okay.
are you sure, though? I thought I felt it in the woods, but
I don't know, fairly certain.
Peek behind the curtain. There's a lot of woods between you and town.
Right.
There.
If you remember, I'm trying to lead you guys in the right direction. There, you guys drove through the woods for like 15-20 minutes before making it to the ranger station.
Okay, gang, to the mystery machine. Let's go.
Would that make you our Scooby?
Am I an animal to you, Cole?
I think the little guy is our Scooby. I think
So
little
true.
guy.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
Wait, so does
Wait.
that make Fig Shaggy?
Real.
God no.
Ruh-roh.
Ren is Shaggy. Fig is Fred. Cole is Velma. And I guess that means Arthur's Daphne.
I mean, we have canonically.
Anywho, real fast.
Hold on, Arthur is Daphne.
I don't
Who
know.
did you say everyone else was?
I would argue that Cole is more Daphne than.
Well, but
I feel like I know Philip just said he doesn't want to be Scooby, but I do think legitimately Cole and Philip do give off very Shaggy and Scooby vibes.
Yeah.
Is Fig Velma?
Trying to
Fig
think.
is Velma.
Yeah.
And then
Fig is the sharpest of the group, so I feel like
yeah. And then
Fig is-
Ren is
Fred.
Fred, thank you.
Okay.
and then
It
Arthur.
depends on which Scooby Doo you're watching.
Anyway,
yes, it depends on how they're animated. Anyway,
If you're watching the
Saul, you
live
were-
action movie where Sarah Michelle Gellar is Daphne, then
Kills it.
Daphne do be having.
Okay, so anyway, Soul, were you going to say something before we get into the van?
I was.
Arthur's gone nuts.
I wanted to clarify out of character. Are we going to Fogwell, or are we just going into the woods in the direction of Fogwell?
I think let's just go to Fogwell. I think that's where the keeper's leading us.
I think, yeah, we're basically following the trail out of the woods that goes through Fogwell, or that goes to Fogwell.
Right, but like
But we have
that.
to
But that's the thing is like, can we drive like, Keeper, the trail that you described to us going from the ranger station to Fogwell just cuts through the wood. There's not like a road or a trail there, right? It's just, you're just roughing it through the woods.
Yeah, there's no. I think that to make more sense in the narrative, I think that Arthur, you and Philip do spend probably like 10 minutes or what, maybe not 10 minutes. I don't want to cut into your daylight. But you spend a good amount of time following these footsteps once you find them, and they really straight shot the kind of the way that they go. There is a part of it that kind of follows a little bit of a trail, but only by happenstance. You know, there isn't an immediate trail, straight shot from here to town.
I think,
But
or no, can keep going, by all means.
yeah, I think you get the sense that it just shoots straight to town.
Right.
From following the trail for a good bit. It like never goes off course, and you can see increasingly like broken branches and moved ferns and kind of like the squishy mush of paw prints. You know, it's not like something massive has gone through here, but something big enough that you can kind of see through it all.
Right. And so taking the van back down the road that we came from to get back to the town is a normal like response to getting back to town as opposed to cutting through the forest.
That is up to you guys.
Okay.
I feel like that is the case. I feel like we should just go back the way we came instead of trying to drive through the woods.
That's what I wanted to clarify. I was like, I don't want to take Cole Van Helsing's Cole Van Helsing through the forest, you know, and possibly like puncture something or anything of that nature. I do apologize about my questions about the fading light. I think it's just leftover trauma from all the backpacking I did in Boy Scouts, where my scoutmaster was like, "We had to get the we had to break camp by the time before before
God.
sundown." So I apologize for. I feel like I asked that every mystery is like, "What time of day is it?" Hey, keeper,
How much sun do we have left?
Yeah. So,
Like Icarus, I must try and fly towards it. Anyway,
but yes, I think driving back to town the normal way is the better way to go.
okay, team, driving back to Fogwell. Fast forward.
Diddly-dee-dee-dee.
Yes, so you guys are getting in the car and driving back to town?
Yee.
Okay.
The van blows up. You're all dead. You fell for the van trap.
Cole forgets how to
Yep.
drive.
Hey,
I think we end at the top of this hour, right? Like we're supposed to be done in like 3 minutes.
We could go a little over
Yeah, we could go for. I think 30 minutes is fine.
because we also
I'm
took
just-
like an extra bit of time after the
Yeah.
break too. So I think
It's okay. I'm just trying to think because I feel like I have a good potential stop here,
fine.
but I might also have another one after. I just don't want to go to a fourth session. You know what I mean?
that's fair.
Go over. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if 30 minutes is the difference between this and a
I
fourth
don't.
session.
The thing is, I don't know. This is okay.
I think that was the
There's
audio.
some weird,
Yeah.
weird sound. Weird sounds in the
That's like
audio.
a pig
Well,
almost.
between that and like my chair needs to be
Slide it.
greased. I keep getting funky noises and it's just a lot. It's too much for me.
I understand.
So yeah, I think that we can absolutely kind of fast travel this drive back. It's a lot less tense in this direction than it was on the drive up. All you guys needed was a spooky cabin in the woods, and you've healed all of the emotional trauma, all of the damage.
Mhm.
Everything is great.
Yeah,
Really stoked for Fig to see you all and be like, "What I miss? What's going on?"
It's a start.
But
It starts.
yes. So you guys, as you break the woods and make your way back into town, it is pretty dark at this point. I think it takes probably
light.
20-30 minutes to actually get out of the woods in terms of driving, and you see, as you get out of the woods, strangely enough, that just over the town there seems to be some storm clouds. You have those little shimmers of lightning and right now fairly quiet thunder in some clouds that are floating above the town. And it was a perfectly clear day earlier, so this registers with you all as a little bit strange. But you are back in the town of Fogwell. The wind has picked up a bit, and it is dark outside. Where would the four of you like to go? Slash do. What do you want?
Do we have any
That's-
ideas for how we can find it?
That's weird.
What's weird?
I mean, usually in Fogwell, you can see a storm coming for like a day and a half. It's
Oh, I get okay.
sorry, I'm just observing. Hmm.
There's no one screaming in terror, so
Okay, let's see. So it came out of the woods and then would have gone into town and
Do we want to just walk around and say, "Here, kitty, kitty"?
hmm. And I would like to make a roll, Keeper, if that is allowed. I would like to do my alternate weird move.
Which move is that?
It is. Let me look it up so I have the exact name of it.
Okay.
Please hold. It is Trust Your Gut.
Oh yeah, I love Trust Your Gut.
Time to play Trust Your
Your
Gut.
Gut.
And that's right, viewers. In the game of Trust Your Gut, when you consult your instincts about what to do next, you roll plus weird. Know that your gut will point you somewhere important, but it does not care about your concerns right now. The current mystery is just one important thing amongst many for your hunter. On a 10 or more, the keeper will tell you where you should go. Wherever that is, it will be important. You get a +1 ongoing while following your lead. On a 7 to 9, the keeper will tell a general direction to go. Take +1 forward as you explore that. But on a 6 or less, you'll hear this sound. Oh man. And your instincts will lead you directly into danger.
Ooh.
If Keeper says it's okay to do this.
Yeah, no, go for it. I think that this is as good a time as any to roll Trust Your Gut.
That's what I thought too. Cole's just basically said, maybe I'm not a plan guy. I need to go with my gut, and so let's see what happens. Now it's time to play. Okay.
Trust Your
Trust
Gut.
your gut.
Woo.
Yeah, that.
That is going to be. Oh, that was a. I didn't like that laugh. That was a creep. That's a spooky laugh. That is going to be a 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 weird is 10.
Nice.
No,
on a 10 or more, the keeper will tell. I can't do the voice. Will tell you where you should go, wherever that is. It will be important. You get +1 ongoing on the way to this place. This is the worst. I kind of went the principal from Community there for a second.
Same thing.
Yes. So Cole, you guys all come into town and you're at a bit of a loss now where to go. You know that this animal is around here somewhere, probably, but you don't quite know where. And you think about it, if you were a lost cat and you felt like you were in danger, you would go back home where your family is, because your family keeps you safe. And you realize as you're thinking about it that this cat did have a collar on, so it probably wasn't feral. And there is a neighborhood in particular that sticks out in your mind. That from this angle where you're standing seems like it's at the center of this storm that is beginning to form.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to ask you to trust me on this one.
I trust you implicitly.
I know you do, Philip.
I'll follow
Any
you.
of
No other ideas. So
Okay. Here we go. And then Cole's going to drive Cole Van Helsing's Cole Van Helsing in that direction.
Okay. As you drive your I have to think for a second.
That's okay. Take your time. Breathe in, breathe out.
It's a van.
Okay, I'm not actually thinking. I'm just singing the song.
Sorry, guys. Let me turn the radio off real quick.
Come to think of it, I haven't heard the train in a while, Dustin.
Yeah, I
What's it
turned it
up
off.
to?
It's just waiting.
I turned
Speaking
it
of
off.
loud noises, as I was going into class today, I every month they do the tornado sirens. They do the tornado siren tests on the first Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, howdy, was it terrifying to be running what I thought was slightly late to my class, but was actually an hour and a half early. Step out of my car. It was like kind of stormy and rainy today, and there was some flooding. And just hear tornado sirens and just be like, well. Anyway, there's my fun experience for today.
Masha, do you guys get like a lot of tornadoes out in that direction?
We get no tornadoes.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, we don't have tornadoes around here.
'Cause
The trade-off is earthquakes.
earthquakes, yeah.
And yeah.
It's because
Yeah. So
a good part of LA, or sorry, not LA, a good part of California is in a valley, and then it also has mountains, and those are two like they're like factors that go into the formation of tornadoes, or like the stopping of them. So
Yeah, most of California is like a fault line, basically. California's a fucking big state too.
True.
You know, I think it's got like 6 or 7 distinct biomes or something. I learned about them in one of my classes. We've got like chaparral and redwood and desert and
Yeah.
like all of that in one state. Nothing really is like perfectly flat though.
do you get water spouts? Like, I mean, obviously, like not all the time.
I don't know what a water spout is. So
Okay,
probably
then
not.
Probably not. It's
Yeah.
literally just a tornado, but over the ocean. It's terrifying and one of the scariest things I think I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen one. It's not impossible that we do. I think that we potentially don't even get like tsunamis out here, but when there was an earthquake in the last couple of months off the coast, the entire California coast was like fucked up
Yeah.
because it swelled everywhere. So like it was just, it wasn't like oops, everything is destroyed, but it was like please don't get in the water, everything is terrible.
My eye just got assaulted by some kind of bug.
Okay. Sorry, before we lose all tension and focus in the game, let me lead us through like a closing scene.
Okay.
Just thinking about how to word it. Okay. The 4 of you hop back into Cole Van Helsing's Cole Van Helsing and drive through the streets of Fogwell to this one particular neighborhood that Cole is just directing you all to. As you drive, you feel the electricity in the air from the clouds overhead get stronger. Ren, you feel like the electricity is almost in your skin, and a big flash of lightning strikes down, you feel like almost directly in front of the vehicle. At this point, you all realize that there isn't anybody outside, though that doesn't necessarily strike you as weird considering this extreme turn into bad weather. Cole, you are driving and navigating the streets with a lot of ease, in part because you've lived here for a long time. You've driven all these streets, and you also feel that kind of pull telling you exactly the dead center of where you need to be.
And you said it's at the center of this like storm cloud, right?
That's what it seemed like, yes, from far away.
Cool. Not foreboding at all.
Not foreboding at all.
Well,
you continue to drive, and as you feel like you near your destination, out of the corner of your eye, Cole, to the left, you spot a body on the ground and rain has begun to fall, and in the water leaking away from it, it is just absolutely streaked with blood. But you don't have time to really register this sight because you look up, and in the yard of a home at the end of this street, you see a fucking mountain lion. It is roaring, it is cagey, it is hopping back and forth, and it is meowing this awful, awful roar. And God Almighty, this woman is standing in her doorway with a broom, just batting at it, trying to hit it away. And it's not even trying to attack her, it's just trying to get into the house. But with each hit, it cries out louder and louder. It's meowing, going from just a roar, and you swear you hear it say, "Mom!" And that is where we are going to end our mystery for the day.
That poor kid. The furries got him.
Catboy mystery, baby.
Cat boy mystery baby.
Incredible.
Cole's gonna real quick check his phone's SIM card for ghosts.
Very, very cool, Keeper. Thank you. That was a really great ending. And I'm even more excited for next week.
I'm glad. There's a lot going on inside my brain, and I'm trying to get it out. Shall we do end of session experience?
Yeah.
Sure.
Did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
No. We
Did we
concluded the mystery of our friendship. It's real.
No, we haven't. Not yet.
Oh.
Friendships are always a mystery. In a good way.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
If we didn't let those cops out of that basement,
No,
they would have starved.
No, did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Does just having a better understanding of one another count? As opposed to like some fact.
As well as-
Honestly, no, you guys talk. You're playing.
I was gonna say, as well as like, as players, we learned like what Ren's magic is like, or like that description,
Yeah.
That's true.
which is not
That is
necessarily like how it. Not the characters don't like. Ren already knew what it felt like, and the others don't because they're not doing it. But
Right.
as players,
Yeah.
I mean, you could have surmised it, but you actually learned that Cole didn't have friends.
True.
Like that's something that seems obvious to us as the players
Right.
because of the things I saw that look, Washa, and I appreciate it.
Arthur has an authority problem.
Does he now? That's not new.
Damn it.
No, I mean, I do. I mean, I think we've already answered yes to this question, but I think also, that this group is still fairly fresh, and that as individuals, you've all learned how to like grow around each other. I think is very much like learning something new about the hunters. Is that it is just as easy to be like, you know what, we're not getting along, let's leave it, and that's something. But you learned that you can have that mutual respect for each other. Hello, welcome to therapy? ? Okay, so yes to that one. And did we learn anything new and important about the world?
that boy.
That boy a cat.
Cat
Yeah,
boy.
he a
Miss-
cat boy.
No, it's more like cat boy.
Question mark?
'Cause, I mean, it could be.
A talking cat?
So it. I understood that reference, Greg.
It's a movie.
It is a movie. The Catboy? It's the question mark means it's a mystery.
Yeah, I mean, I think either way, 1 or 2 yeses is still just 1 point of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take it. Yeah,
2 more. I need 2 more to level up.
we'll get you there. Don't worry.
I mean, I don't even know what I would take. To be completely honest with you.
It's fun to have the option. All right. Any other questions, concerns, thoughts to share on stream before we say goodnight to our lovely viewers?
Stay safe.
Yeah.
Watch out for Catboys.
Be kind to yourselves.
Be kind to others. Don't lock police in a basement full of skeletons.
Unless you want to.
Okay, it wasn't
Well-
full, but
Unless you can get away with it.
Well, including their skeletons.
Unclench your jaw, drink some water.
remember that you are valued and loved.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Tell somebody you love them.
Hey guys, I love
Even-
you.
Tell me.
I love
I
you.
want to know. Even if
I
you
love
don't,
you.
just lie to me.
Don't lie to me, but tell me you love me.
I feel like
Lie to Me is a pretty good show.
Tell me you love me and mean it.
I feel like Chris is writing like a pop song right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Write
be
me a
big.
pop song about how you love me.
Yeah.
Someone get Cher on the phone. We've got her next
Yeah.
big hit.
All right. On that note, I think I am good. I've got a little bit of a headache, so I'm gonna.
Same.
Yeah.
I think that this is where we say goodnight. Thank you for tuning in to Masha's Mystery Part 2. Looking forward to Part 3 of 3, hopefully next week, where we will conclude this mystery. Good night and good luck.
Good night, everyone.
Bye bye.
Night.